chairs.
Yeah, I'm almost at 1,000 too. Almost at 1,000 too. K1.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Son, you look like you scared a little bit over there. Don't be around scared that nigga. Goddamn, hold your head up. God damn it, God damn it. Yep.
I need the Heat to pull it off, man.
Uh,
I want the Heat to go back to the finals.
hey, there's a big chance they might.
Oh yeah, it's a better
There's a
chance.
There's a huge chance that they might. More so than what people really give them credit for. You know, you got people who they be talking about them like they ain't got no, like they wasn't #1 seed or something. Like people like, oh man, they just know who's gonna win it. But Miami, man, they got a real big chance. Of
They got a
going-
nice solid team.
And I think Golden State and Miami would be a better matchup. I like Boston, but Miami has a solid team.
Facts.
You know, a solid team will beat a couple players at any given time. But yeah, any one of them can win it. Dallas looking the worst. But Miami, they ball. Yeah, Miami, they ball.
Dallas looks sad right now.
Yeah.
Dallas like, what? How did y'all advance?
So they just getting outmaneuvered. That's all. All right, man. Y'all about ready, man. Y'all about ready.
Yes, sir,
No
Skid.
doubt.
All right, man. Welcome to another episode of Barbershop Stories Podcast, episode 95. Just like 95 South. That was the folk that made the booty music and all that. Damn, we're waiting on you,
Yo,
Jessica.
yo,
We
yo.
waiting on
We need you in here, Miss Crawford.
you. Yeah, Jessica.
Tell your story.
That's
Tell
right,
a friend
that's
to tell a friend to log in.
That's
No
right, that's
doubt.
right. That's what you do. So, hey, man, we're going to go ahead and get this thing started on up. Now, Jessica, do this for me, man. Could you provide some coverage on your platform with this broadcast that we have on here? Meaning just drop it on there. We don't mind.
Just shut that down.
Drop it one time for me,
We
sweetie.
come on around here. We're going to turn on the TV so Sean, we can see. He can see
I'm already here.
Yep. What it is, man, while I'm doing this, man, I am comedic narrator, haircut slanger, Benny Mac. And this fella is who?
Sean Jackson, comedian.
Okay.
Ain't no doubt, man. Sammy no. You know we keep that info on you.
That's right.
Birmingham
That's right.
Finest, man. We letting y'all know what's going on out here, man.
Yes,
That's right.
sir.
That's right. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started. We, of course, we run a little late, but we ain't gonna say who did it. But it was a nigga from Montgomery. Say who did it though.
Hey, you coming from Montgomery, huh?
Man, you know how high these gas prices is. If you know like I know, you'll move when traffic's not booming. Imagine when you get stuck in traffic, that'd be $175 worth of gas just wasted.
They drive slow.
Look at you, man. Well, you like got some good hair on now.
Oh, yeah, man.
God damn it.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, son, well, let me get on up in here.
Drive slow out there in this gas climate.
Oh, yeah.
Got to.
Oh, yeah, well,
Got
hey,
to.
we appreciate all the folks who done tuned in with us. Sorry we had a couple technical difficulties. Every now and then you're going to be a little late, but it's all good. It's Sean, shit. What you talking about?
I get old Biden trying to
It's
play
working.
a little catch up. You know, he sent them gas stimulus out.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
for
telling you.
real?
Yeah, he trying to know.
It's going to be like
Do a
the
little
red
something,
deposit.
something.
It's going to be
Man.
like the red deposit.
Supposedly, you know what I'm saying? They supposed to drop in your account, I guess, wherever your taxes
Oh, really?
come. Yeah.
Ooh,
But I
ooh, I
wanna-
need that.
I mean, yeah, all that money they gave to Ukraine, shit.
That ain't get
I
something.
mean, they done gave Ukraine, what $200 billion, right?
Oh, hey, fast as they shot it up, you know, hey, give us time to adjust. Hey, we got to pay it anyway. We going to
Yeah.
move anyway, but give us time to adjust out here, player.
My
I ain't
God.
with up $1 in about
They
2-3
drop
days.
Ukraine that much money?
2-3 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Felt like 2-3 days.
It's different.
Hey, you know what's so
Yeah.
crazy though, man? Like everybody going through stuff in like America, like, oh man, you going through mental health, we're gonna give you this. Oh, opioid crisis, we're gonna give you this. Oh, Ukraine going crazy, we give you this. Asian go crazy, you give you this. Niggas been going through shit since forever. We ain't get shit yet,
Preach the
man.
gospel.
What's going on?
But I think
Preach that gospel.
I got I got a somewhat opinionated answer, but that bitch really leaning more so toward right. I think that, and I'm going to use the term black just because that's what we said, because honestly, it's either melanated people or native to this land. That's what a lot
True.
of people don't know.
True.
But we're going to use black for conversation purposes, right? All black folks in the country ain't the same black folk. So you got to remember,
Right.
everybody wasn't raised the same. So when you had a talk of passing certain laws, anti-black bill, as they would probably call it, but it really shouldn't be black because that's just a color. But anyway, they ain't going to do just a direct bill because we can't even agree. So if you holler, man, y'all motherfuckers just complaining, what did he do? What did he do? They should have shot at that, all that. Long as you got us beefing, the person who need to change it is like, shit, I'm going to ride with a nigga who going against him. Because they didn't know what they, but I really believe, like, wholeheartedly, if we just chose to stand together, we'll be unstoppable. You'll make everybody else get in line.
I mean, that's true, but we got to keep in mind, bro. White people don't stick together. Mexicans don't stick. Nobody really stick together.
Well, the
Nah,
thing is,
not
though,
for real.
now I agree. Every race has its internal issues, but what's been deliberately put on us makes us slightly worse because it's amplified. It
True.
ain't that it's worse, it's just
It's
amplified.
amplified.
more.
Yeah, it's just a
Yeah,
bigger
so-
lens on us
Yeah,
right now.
because every group who you hang with, you gonna do harm to motherfuckers you around. That's just simple as that. That's common sense. I ain't gonna get mad at Sean and go out and go kill some Hispanic people. You know what I'm saying? You gonna kill Sean or somebody around him if I
People
get
gonna
That's,
people.
that's the black code, though. See, other races don't have that type of code. When they got a problem with Larry, they go kill Bill, Samantha, Tiffany,
Wow.
Jacquees. Jacquees ain't got shit to do with nothing,
Oh man.
but he had to die because of this guy.
Yeah, it's
That's it.
unfortunate. It's
They'll
unfortunate.
be
man.
told some weight round, well. They
Yeah.
be going off like that, you be wondering what really go on the joke of mine.
Well,
Or
you
hurt
talk-
somebody that ain't got nothing to do with
Oh,
you
God.
know what I'm saying?
I think that
What you going through?
I think when you see somebody 17, 18, 20 years old with that type mindset that can shoot and all that, I think they've been trained to do that.
Oh, man.
Because if you
You're
think
right.
about what were you, man?
Taught at the house.
What were you doing at 20? You was either, if you was a guy, you was either trying to get you some cootie cat, you was trying to play the game, you was involved in sports, you was something of that nature. So for me to be a gun killer enthusiast, that was taught.
True.
Because it's easy to train a person who young because whatever mom and dad say, that shit low.
Yeah, we're
You know what I'm
gonna stay
saying? Hey, fuck what Sean said. My dad said I can do this, or my mama said, or whomever that guardian was. Man, that shit is taught. And for people to believe something different, that shit is ignorant in itself, or it's a not want to take the accountability for it because
right.
it's such a heinous act.
It's the accountability. That's why I feel like when there's like I'm gonna say mass shooting, even though I think black people don't do mass shooting. But let's say a black man would do a mass shooting. They won't say it like it was like, oh, it's his mental health or it's a deeper problem it is. They just say, oh yeah, that nigga was crazy.
Oh man.
That nigga was a menace to
He
society.
snapped.
When a white person do it, oh, it's everything. Oh, they digging deep. Oh yeah, his great grandfather
Yeah.
was a politician who got wrongly convicted.
Oh man. And they still seem to come out standing on their feet, you know.
Oh my God, what?
Still seem to come out of that stuff with their life, you know.
Like that one man, police officer who killed that dude in his own apartment.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I remember, only thing I remember.
His brother
Hugged
hugged
her.
him.
Man, what hugged the bitch for what? I would have shanked that hoe. I ain't gonna lie to you. Cause you dead. It's over with.
But you gotta remember though, like I said, the way people we already compassionate people.
Yeah.
Facts.
And then when you get shit beating you too, it's a different kind of level of compassion.
That right.
It's more so like, damn, she ain't mean to. You always look at certain skin tones as that shit just, they made a mistake. But now if that shit was vice versa, if it was a black female cop ran that house and killed that man.
Bruh, she gotta get home tonight.
Like Sean just said.
Tonight, she a menace to
Different
society.
race. A white race is what went wrong in his childhood or whatever. Black man, he just snapped. He's super crazy. If
Been
he's
told.
done something like that. Now I remember the cat that was shooting at the people at the hole in the trunk. shoot at the people out the
Yeah.
hole in the
DC
trunk.
sniper.
Man,
Now he turned out to be a melanated brother, but you know he went through some trauma and stuff in his past. They say, you know what I'm saying? They say he had all kind of stuff in his background, but you know
They ain't gonna bring that up.
none of that stuff really excuse you getting out here killing no damn body though. You know what I'm saying? At the
Really,
end of the
not
day,
like that, bro. Now, that
It
DC
should.
sniper was different, bro. That had the whole world shook because they killed somebody in Alabama.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
bro.
can't remember the city. I don't want to say no wrong, but I remember that they said they started out here, if I ain't mistaken, and worked their way up to where they was caught them at.
Man,
But
that ain't right.
you know, like I said, ain't none of that stuff right, man. I don't care how they look at it, how they wear it up. You just out here taking a person's life ain't got a damn thing to do.
Yeah. I agree.
What you talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying? Black, white, Mexican, Chinese, what you know what I'm saying?
But see, but the thing is though, like I just always believe, and I heard a man tell me this years ago that you don't owe nobody shit but to be fair.
Yeah, right.
So with that being said, if the police or whatever like to take them in and see what happened, take them all in and see what
Exactly.
happened. And now to me, and I'm not rallying for that, but I'll say this. I would like to hear some of them stories if you're going to take them in like that. Because like the DC sniper, and I ain't saying he right by no means, but what if he would have said some shit that was like, damn, understandable. I ain't saying it could be understood, but like the white boy, they be want to know why. That's why when they holler mental illness and all that, they really want to try to justify why.
Yeah.
So I would like to hear him
Facts.
justify, okay, so why you do that? Well, shit, I did that. Then you may say, well, damn, that was fucked up, but that's a hell of a cause.
Yeah.
Because that's how they do it. That's the only reason why I'm
I
saying.
feel like he could have had that chance if he never would have represented himself.
No.
Man, if
no.
he would have
The
had
system-
Johnny Cochran in his prime.
The system
We ain't
wasn't
talking about
designed for that.
retired Johnny. We talking about
The
prime
system
Johnny.
ain't designed for
It
it.
ain't designed for that. See, like when you talking about like
Johnny might not been able to get him out of that one.
nah,
You got a hole in your trunk, bro.
nah.
They ride around the country gunning folk
Hey, bro,
anywhere they
he can-
stand.
He can say the number one nigga response. It's a conspiracy. It's the man trying to set me up.
That's
But
crazy.
see, now it's funny you mentioned conspiracy because
Oh,
I remember
Lord.
one time I was looking at some stuff. It was called MK Ultra, and it was talking about mind control and all that.
Okay.
Now it seemed far out to us because that ain't what we're involved in. But I've seen a lot of videos talking about it. So what if the nigga wasn't himself?
Hmm.
You know how they
That's
talk
deep.
about chips in your brain and all
Oh yeah,
that.
that's,
Now,
that's like
I
that
can't-
movie.
Born Identity.
There you go, Born Identity.
So
Yeah.
now watch this though. So do you believe that a lot of those movies reflect what's going on for real? Because I don't think they just make movies because the
Got
most
to, bro.
exciting. They had to come from some sort of action or something they done seen somewhere around here for that shit to even be that detailed.
Since you say that, I just saw a video. It was an old movie where they played the same award ceremony at the same one Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, and it happened the exact same way.
Boy, you seen
The
that?
exact same way.
Man,
I wanted
been
to
saying it been staged
delete
the
my
whole time.
phone and flush
been
that
saying it was
shit.
staged the
They go
whole
get a flip
time,
phone.
bro.
I can't trust nobody.
That
no more.
movie
That's
clip.
what I said.
I don't know if somebody just went and made that clip and made it up,
see,
but
that's
it look real, bro.
But see, that's the thing. Cause
I'm
see,
talking it was the exact same
Same
thing.
thing,
The way he
man.
said it and all.
Man,
see,
what?
I'm a comment.
I've been
reader,
hollering that
so
shit been fake since the beginning.
when I went in the comments, I heard somebody say somebody put that together. But then again, I heard some people say it's movies. So I honestly don't know because you got to look at it like this too. It's
Somebody
always-
need to tag
it-
what's really going on with that.
But it's
bro.
always a perspective though, because you got to remember now, Will Smith is 53, Chris Rock is 57. A lot of the actors that was on in the 80s and the 90s and early 2000s, compared to today's world, they're not as relevant as they once was. Because you got to think about what people get popular for off the internet. So when you go to thinking about if this is staged, Chris Rock, Will Smith, even though we know they rich, but ain't no new young folk checking for them. So if you do something like a slap, your name starts trending. So even folks that never knew you gonna pay more attention to what you're doing, which can make you go viral. Now that's just a theory, cause I don't know if it's fake or not. But if it was fake, that was, you took a hell
No,
of a
they
slap
need to
for it.
find who edited it, put it
You know
together.
what I'm
How you
saying?
gonna find?
But
Big
it's like you never know what's real and what's fake, cause you gotta remember all this shit about clicks. That shit about clickbait, man.
You're right.
And ratings. Popularity.
But not to get it. I know we jumped to Will Smith, Chris Rock, but and the slap and all that. But not to get off the violent too quick. Cause add to that gun stuff, man, and these people just shooting folks, killing folks. The real question is to the presiding government, man. You know what I'm saying? Who continue to, you know what I'm saying, make adjustments to gun control laws that don't favor the killing stopping out here. You know what I'm saying?
But
Big
you know,
facts.
I was looking at something earlier, man.
That's what time it is.
What's my man named Steve Kerr? And Steve Kerr, man, I was listening to him, and he made a real good point. He was like, a lot of time when people hold those laws, it be for other stuff that they want.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I seen this years ago, but it was interesting to see him or the stylist get up there and mention that, because he was like, man, pretty much, Sam want a microphone, you want a microphone. We know we don't even need no microphone, but they want this tablet. So guess what? I tell you what, you want this tablet? Put that in the bill. So when you pass the bill, the microphone is already in there. So basically, about them gun control laws, they were like they holding them at bay. It's a political move. Like, nah, we ain't finna do this unless you do this. But people don't realize that's why sometimes bills don't pass. It don't be because folks would sell out or they wasn't shit. It was because it was so much pork in there. It wasn't gonna be worth eating past. But I wish they would articulate that so people would know what's going on and go and make the necessary change to get them clowns out of there.
Man, I think with the press conference was like yesterday they had about it. Bro, I think it was like the sheriff. He was like, I know it's bad, but it could have been worse. It could have been worse.
But see, you also have PR people, and it don't sound like he had
Listen to
one.
me.
Because that's something right there. That's like common sense.
If my
what
child
they
just
said.
died, the only thing you can
Shit,
say,
it is worse.
it could have been worse. Nigga, you finna die tonight.
At the last
That's how
time,
we finna end that, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta come see me, bro. We gotta fight this one out. Shoot the 5.
It's interesting, man. It's interesting because I remember Sandy Hooks. You remember that one? See, Sandy Hooks was what, about 10, 15 years ago?
What she do?
It's been some years now. Sandy Hooks, it was a school.
Dude,
a
walk
little
to
town.
school, yeah.
Yeah, and killed a bunch of children.
Oh my.
But, and then another
In
thing,
Connecticut, somewhere.
to this date, man, you know we had like 200, last I looked, I want to say like 211 mass shootings since January.
Man, big fact. I was just telling somebody,
That's a
we
lot.
have a mass shooting every other day. It's
That's a
like
lot.
it ain't safe. Like growing up, we were told, all right, you keep your eye on you, just because you might be beefing with the next street or whatever. But now you got to keep your eye on. You never know who want to crash out today. You never know who want to go to the mall and want to just shoot up everybody.
But see, the sad part is it's almost like, I hate to sound like I don't really believe that they need it, but it's like guns don't really save lives though. Because, like, to me, common sense kind of might save the lives because you got to remember, soldiers die with grenades, choppers, and all that shit. Meaning that if somebody got the up on you, what can you really do? You know what I'm saying? Like if I had the intent to go somewhere and cause mass harm, and I got guns that shoot 100 rounds, if I walk in the door, and soon as I walk in, even if you had weapons, only way you might get around that if you standing by the milk, you like, hold on, man, what the hell? And then you got ready. You might have a chance, but a lot of times, man, this stuff be so unsolicited, man. Right. You don't even really like a lot of them folks that have a chance. Like, did you see the Caucasian gentleman that shot them folks at the grocery store?
Oh yeah. Oh,
when he got out the car, even if you had the biggest gun on you, dog, there was nothing you could have done, man. So I just
that's
think,
crazy.
But the thing is, I kind of hate the way our government do things because honestly, and I don't want to sound biased, but the laws honestly are fair. Now watch this. I'm gonna tell you, hear the whole thing out. A lot of them are fair, but the problem is the people who behind them. Because really, when you think about it, like with government funding, they may say, look, we're getting $1 billion to urban communities. But the people who owe the money with the urban communities don't do it, and the government don't know unless somebody tell on them. So the same thing with the like those shooters. They said, man, they knew a couple of days with the dude in Buffalo that he was going to do this. Now imagine if it was some melanated people with those same messages. would they have went and got him like, hey, bro, these terrorist threats on the internet? But since it's him, then they said he was talking in private groups. One thing we know about this government, man, they found Saddam Hussein in a goddamn hole in the middle of the motherfucking Wasabi Desert. And you mean to tell me that this stuff you see on the internet, you couldn't stop it? Because those are serious threats. Especially when you done had 211, well, about 209 prior to them. So that means he was the 210th. So you knew when you saw that, even if you just sent somebody to say, boy, I tell you what, bring your ass on, and brought you in up a question because anybody else, boy, you can't threaten nobody on the internet. Let me say it, son, beat you dead. They'll be right down this barbershop like, no, y'all go ahead and finish. But y'all ain't finna go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. So I just don't think that the law enforcement takes some of them that serious. And not all law enforcement, but you got to remember, for some of this stuff that happened the way it do, dog, somebody got to be with it. You remember the young Caucasian boy that shot up all them folks in the church? Did you know?
Oh, yeah.
Did you know it was a U.S. senator in there too that he killed? Nobody talked about that. No, he was current servant in South Carolina. Okay. He was a senator, man, a U.S. representative or something like that.
I thought he was a foreigner. Okay.
No. So you gotta remember when that, to me, I just don't think a child just said, you know what, dog, what you gonna do that shit? I'm gonna fuck the gang. I'm gonna kill a whole bunch of folks in the church. No, I think they are sent to do this shit. Throwing rocks and hiding their hands. I can't say who.
That's the thing, you know, like you said, you know, they bring these people into question. They raise red flag about what they're doing on the internet. They bring them in, question them, let them go back to the house. You know, their parents really are never, even though I done seen some of them question their parents or whatever, or say they question them, but their parents really never brought into play as far as, you know, buying the weapons or funding them being able to get them, or they never brought into question the breeding the mentality.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Different stuff, because this is how I feel about a lot of this gun control stuff, and why it's hard. I ain't gonna say you'll never, but it's hard to take guns out of the fabric of this country.
Oh, no,
because I feel like a lot of history that we've been taught, of course, may have happened in some capacity or not. You know, all we know is what we've been taught, but there's a lot of history we haven't been taught. And I think the way this country was obtained is the same reason why they want to keep these guns, and why why that amendment exists, and why you're going to have to pretty much bring some army tanks and airplanes and bombs if you want to change that amendment, because of the way this country was obtained.
I agree.
But you got to understand, they ain't for the black people, though. Them army tanks and stuff.
Y'all.
They ain't for us.
Hey, it's protecting their interest.
You know what? One thing I realized, I've only been on this earth for 30 years. And these 30 years, I have realized one thing, though. White people hate poor white people just as much or not as equal to black people, bro.
That's deep.
And then the poor.
It's always a money thing.
It
It's a money thing.
It ain't always color.
Right.
Color.
Yeah. Right.
Is in the equation for some of them.
Yeah, for some of them, the color is, but a lot of time when you real wealthy.
It's divisive.
Yeah, because like somebody knows this stuff makes money. Because, you know, I remember growing up, you used to always hear like, what's his name? McGriff the crime dog and all that time. Crime dare. But if you think about it, for somebody to do, because like, let's just think about right now in this beautiful city of Birmingham that we in, we had about 50-some murders in this May. And that didn't include the people who got shot, the rapes, the violence, or just other stuff.
Got a door lock, bro?
Other stuff, hey man, we covered in the blood. We covered in the blood. But yeah, so like,
send one. Huh?
So with that being said, just imagine this. Imagine if that 50 murders was one. Imagine if all them robbers and break-in folks just wised up and didn't. No car breaking in, nothing. Somebody will try to create that shit, man. Because you got to remember, the state of Alabama right now finna spend $1 billion on 3 prisons. That's a lot of motherfucking concrete. Basically what I'm saying, it ain't no fucking billion.
And the tenants will beat up.
Yeah, and it's going to be tenants.
The last brick put on.
On my life.
A lot of this stuff is encouraged, man. Like, people be saying, oh, no, and then they be thinking you talking about a conspiracy, but at the same time, you say you been on 30, I've been on 42. So a lot of the shit that we seen 20 years ago is doing it again. You gotta think, man. A lot of this shit is happening again, like wars and
Yeah,
and,
it's repeat.
and viruses and all that shit, man. This shit don't just pop up out the motherfucking blue, man.
Speaking of some
This
shit
shit
popping
make
out
money,
the blue.
dog.
So this monkeypox shit, right, bro? I just feel like on some
That
real
gotta be the
shit,
craziest shit.
God has never attended or even thought into himself like, you know what? They already be called monkeys. Let me get their ass monkeypox too. Then this shit come from Africa. Ain't that the same way they said AIDS came?
Well, you know,
For somebody
but,
fucking with monkeys in Africa?
man, one thing about it,
I ain't believing
always,
This ain't the first time the monkey been in the equation. I
Bro,
know that.
And I'm vaccinated with a booster shot. I'm not believing that shit. Though.
always remember this, dog. That in order to sell certain shit, you gotta call it pandemonium.
That's
Cause
crazy.
see, and cause think about this, like, think about with the jab that they was convincing everybody to get earlier, right? I have no problem with it. If a person choose to do it, fine. They don't, fine. But watch this though. If you think about the propaganda they put out on that, they said, "Hey, Cole, look, if you take that hole, you're gonna be protected, but you still can catch it." All right, now let's put this in layman terms. Your transmission slipping on your car. Benny, what you charging fixing the transmission? Sean, give me shit. What is it, 87? Yeah, give me $3,500. But the hoe still gonna slip. Would you pay him?
Not at all.
Pay that no mind.
All right, then. So the propaganda they pushed out there so much, scaring folks about that jab, they convinced folks to get something that didn't even work.
See, but
That's some fire ass marketing.
But only
That's
that
some
shit
fire
didn't work
marketing,
either.
bro.
So they start pulling back shit, like taking privileges away. All right, you can't get on the plane then, or you can't leave this state, or you can't go this place.
Oh yeah.
Man, they start like
Restricting the shit
dog,
out your
then they're
ass.
like, all right, they ain't helping. I know to give them to workplace. Tell every job is mandatory. If you're not vaccinated at this job, you can't work here.
But see-
I know so many people on some money.
But watch this though. If you think about it, nothing really happens without the people. Because
True.
if you think about it, now this just may be me because I'm semi hard head too when it comes to certain shit. Because I feel like you have what you call natural law. Certain shit you can't make me do. You can ask me to get a tag. You can ask me to get some insurance while I'm driving, but you can't make me take something that because once you get to the body, you can't run no further. So when you go to thinking about when they were saying, hey, you'll lose your job if you don't, adhere to our rules, right? You got 1,000 employees, 925 say, well, fuck your job. You think them folks really would let you go?
If 925 of them say yeah,
No.
but if one nigga be like, nah,
I mean, well, you're right.
that one
It's
nigga can be
easy-
replaced.
but It's easy to roll over one because, see, people think it's funny when normally, and especially for people who real religious, dog. Every time in the Bible, you always see a story where 11,000 people was with the bullshit, 7 people said no, and the 7 people was right. So what will make us think this shit wrong today? History repeats itself, man. Even in Ecclesiastes, can tell you there's nothing new under the sun. So when you keep seeing this stuff keep popping back up, we as people easily forget because we distracted with so much bullshit along the way.
Big
you
facts.
got the coronavirus, you got the monkeypox, you still got bullhead
man,
claps.
kebabs.
You still got the motherfucking bullhead claps. You got child support. You got jail.
Bullhead claps.
You got fucking mass shootings. You got neighborhood shooting. You got hard head children. You got divorces. You got men against women.
Stray
You
dogs.
got old against young. You got a man that want to be a woman that want to. So that's a lot of distraction from looking at this somebody at the top saying, boy, I'm gonna make so much money off this shit. And we can't even see it because we as people, not just melanated or Caucasian, we as people so divided we don't realize we rise and need each other.
Big facts.
For real, for
That's
real.
what it is.
Because in different regions of the country, the same shit ain't even happening. That's what's so amazing. Like, us being from the South, I don't give a fuck what nationality it was. Bitch, you was either riding with black folk or white folk. That was it. Because I remember there wasn't no Mexicans in Birmingham about 92. Like, real talk. You know what I'm saying? It exaggerating, being facetious. But what I'm saying is you didn't see them. Like, for real. It was like, that shit is a recent thing. But in other cities and states, bro, you had areas where everybody was staying in it, which means that you can end up with a Chinese girl because y'all went to school together. You can end up with a white girl or the Dominican or whatever you want to meet. But here, your ass went to a black school, as they call it, or a white school.
Big fact. We said the same thing to go.
And that shit brings about a heavy divide. And when you so divided, you can't see that y'all experiencing the same shit. Like you said,
Still segregated.
poor white folk, they ain't no different than baby kings in a motherfucking trailer park.
Big fact.
It ain't no motherfucking different. So,
Because the police are handling them the same way.
cause they
The
feel like you
same
ain't
way.
shit. They feel
Exactly.
like you're not of a socio-economic status. So they feel like they can handle you because they know if I whoop the shit out of you, one, you can't afford a lawyer. So when you do go to court, they gonna fuck around and say some shit like, you know what, we'll drop the charge, you just dismiss it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
you
exactly
like,
what happened.
and you think you got a victory because you just glad this shit ain't on your record, but for real, them folk need
Yeah.
to compensate you.
Right, because they beat your ass for the frisky.
Yep,
No doubt.
yep.
What time it is, man? So much deep stuff going on in the world. Like you said, you can easily be pulled in a direction that you ain't planning on going in. I
Man.
put it like that.
Yeah.
Fact, be on social media too much, bro. I be trying to
Yeah.
tell people you get lost in the sauce, like Gucci said, bro.
Scamming at a all-time high.
Man, scamming is the
That shit
same
that
way
fast.
as it's always been, bro.
Man.
Now
don't know
niggas
now,
just
but
not
that
knowing that
internet-
niggas
That's
scamming
what
now.
they doing.
internet-
Niggas was be getting
amplified.
scammed for so long, they ain't know they were getting
Yeah.
scammed probably 2018.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that nigga was scamming me, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
The internet took it to a whole nother
you
level.
on it then, cause like you said, like I know it been prevalent for the past few years or so, but back in, when you first jumped on, just say social media, or when you first started using money transfer apps and shit, yeah, that went in your head.
Oh, the hell,
what I'm
no.
saying?
Them niggas took
Till
off.
the talk started getting calm, and you started
Man.
hearing folks and seeing folks face long, talking about, man, I can't, these folks won't give my money back to such and such. 'Cause I ain't think it was, I ain't gonna say I ain't think it was real, but it sounded like you had to make just like a big mistake to get scammed or something until I got my ass scammed.
Man.
Yeah, it can happen.
You ain't gotta fuck up, you ain't gotta click the wrong shit,
Yeah.
none of this shit. These folks,
How they got you?
just sitting up trying to damn fix
How
some
they
shit.
got you?
But I still don't know.
They looking for a dent, and they looking for a dent in the paint.
I think it was a Instagram friend request I accepted or something,
Oh,
and
man.
it started from that because
Oh,
my Instagram was what was on the fritz at the time. So I'm just I
had the
I
fuck out
logged
your
out of that
shit.
shit and I ain't been back on that since. So if anybody looking for me on IG, I'll be back soon as I sort all that stuff out. What's going on with that
No,
IG
create a new
page?
page, broski.
No.
They
Hey,
create a new page,
It gonna
bro.
be all that, you know what I'm saying? New page, new friends, all that.
These
And
hackers are they so scandalous, bro.
No.
They
But I
take
think-
information and tell IG that you trying to hack them, bro.
But see,
exactly.
And sell you back your own page, bro.
And,
But see,
man,
but you gotta remember this too, though. You gotta remember, you are familiar with McAfee,
Nah.
the internet security system.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
All right, now McAfee, I encourage anybody. I watch anything and read a lot of shit. Watch his story. Them boys basically are fucking hackers. My job is to see if I can break in Sean shit, Kevin shit, Sam shit, Benny shit,
so I can
Reason
sell you
shit.
something.
So get what? When I do break in it, I may not break in it, but then I come in there and I be like, hey, this what your shit doing right here. This what your shit doing. I got this product that can stop folks like this from coming in. What you
Yeah.
want for it? Should we do $1 million location or whatever the
Yeah.
fee is? But that shit is money, man.
in 2 years, I'm coming in now.
Hell
And
yeah.
make you get a nothing.
That's why they have
Gotcha.
updates and new
Yeah.
additions. Dog, you gotta remember, man, this country is a capitalist country. Whatever they can
It's a
fuck
money
you
place.
over on,
They got
they
to.
will. They
I
will.
ain't click on that. I ain't answer no phone, get no information up, none of that shit,
Swear to
dog.
God, I don't answer. I don't respond to certain DMs if it look like a bot.
But,
so
but I'm
if
telling
a
you,
bitch too fine, I'm not responding.
But
I'm
they'll
telling
use
you how
your
I
friends,
answer.
though.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
I see you
ain't
too.
I ain't third trapping up on all that. But you know what I'm saying? I don't even friend them old goddamn girl, Instagram girls. Shit,
Yeah,
but,
a lot of times they
but,
be men and
yeah,
shit, too.
exactly. I don't know
Big
them folks
facts.
you. I don't know you. I don't friend you. But you know how these days, I mean, well, like I said, you may know it been going on, but I ain't no big computer head. But I know they come in under your friends' faces and stuff. They'll
Facts.
take the same profile picture they got,
Name and
all.
everything.
So you know,
Right, you be like, man,
I think I got
somebody
got
did
like
it,
that,
woo,
bro.
woo. Yeah.
I think I got like that, and I don't know some kind of way they twisted back up through there. But I'm gonna tell you when I know I got. I woke up the next morning, you know, check email. You check all your stuff, you know, when you get up, accounts, all that. And when I looked at my email, I seen all these things telling you respond, you know, hey, did you try to reset your password? Did you try to do this? You know what I'm saying? They ask me all these questions in my emails. I'm like, what the hell? So who did I call first? I called my phone company first because they got inside my Verizon and tried to purchase a phone. They got inside my app and tried to purchase a phone, bro. Yeah, inside they in my app, bro. And turn around. When I called the phone company, they the ones told me what had been compromised. They were like, "Oh, your email had been compromised." So that's when I started saying, "Okay, I need to go in. This what these emails trying to tell me. Somebody trying to get him a shit. Is it you? Please respond."
Nah.
But it's going on at 3 in the morning.
Oh yeah, they got you in prime
You know what I'm
time.
saying? So you be sleeping and stuff be going on if you don't respond to these
in the next
emails.
30 minutes, it's on
Exactly. They gonna let these folks in and so all this stuff they trying to change up gonna change. So I had to go in. They had to change my account number. They had to change all kind of stuff. I had to, but they hadn't got no money yet because it was still in 14-day verification.
Mm-hmm.
So if I wouldn't have started checking in 14 days, they would start getting out all my cash transaction stuff and money transactions would have been going to the banks that they. So it for real, bro.
I think a lot of them working together. Like,
Yeah.
take you, man. If you go out there, you get ready to purchase a new truck. They take you through I don't know what, and you still don't get the truck. I steal your identity.
I got all your information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the next day I'm driving a $100,000 car.
Yeah, but see, that's why I said a lot of time that stuff, man, that should be inside too.
Yeah.
Because really, when you
People
think
sell
about,
your shit.
do you know they sell shit that can crack passwords?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say if I got it, it may be like, let's say if your shit 1296 capital K, lower K, $692. That shit may be like, it may take an hour, it may take 30 minutes, it may take 2 days, but if they trying to get in it, that shit a crack number. But
And they just keep doing it
That
until
shit
they get
real,
somebody. And my number came up.
it'll do it.
I done got in computers like that.
My number
Yeah.
came
Got
up.
a password, I put the software in there, clear it out, boot right up.
Yeah.
So it
face,
can happen
no
to you.
case.
It can
Take it
happen,
from
man.
me. It can't happen to you. Why you think you got everything protected and locked down? But I got codes at the bank, all that shit. They got in, bro.
Yeah.
They ain't getting my personal bank account, but they got in some of my apps on my phone.
Man,
That's
you know
crazy.
what I heard a cat say one time? We was talking about like hitmen and shit, right?
Yeah.
And one dude said the only reason why you ain't dead is because don't nobody want you dead.
Hmm.
So the same thing with the only reason why you ain't got hacked
Yeah.
because ain't nobody directly said I'm
That's
gonna hack
fucked
you.
up.
It ain't your turn.
It's real shit.
That's some fucked up
But
real
if you-
shit.
But if you really think about it,
Man, I
That's
don't even
the
know
only
how to
reason
feel
why.
somebody tell me that. Listen, only reason you ain't dead is nobody don't want
cause
you.
nobody don't want you dead. But if you think about it, like
I
when you watch
appreciate that,
it,
I guess.
when you think about
I'm
these
glad don't
movies,
nobody want me dead.
where these fuckers around here like snipers and shit. Just think about how these folks go overseas with a drone, K1 ass sitting there like that with a remote, and until somebody say, shoot.
Him right there.
And you don't even know.
That's all you hear.
You and your partner's chilling
The
and
last
shit.
thing you hear.
I mean, for real, man.
It sound like a bee went by you. I don't know your partner laying down stretched out.
And then if they miss, what
No.
mind state you gonna be in now?
All this being said, enjoy your little life.
Cocaine, I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's too much to be stressing
Cocaine
about out
ain't
here.
Cocaine is strong.
We snoring dog
Sort
food,
them little
fuck it.
problems out and get back to it out here, man. Shake back.
Yeah.
Got to.
Yeah. And then speaking about that, before we get off into, you know what I'm saying, you being a comic, this right here, man, I was thinking about this on the way back to Birmingham today. I was like, damn, man, with the mass shootings and people talking about food shortages and people talking about baby formula shortage, which I don't understand about the baby formula. I know some people need it, but
It's
ain't
titties
that what
everywhere.
titties for?
It's a titty
But
everywhere.
in order
On
to
every
do
corner
that
it's a
though,
titty.
you got to stop popping pills, drinking, smoking, and all that shit in order to use them titties for what they use for.
I
So you
mean,
got to think about breaking
That was
those
drying
habits.
them out.
I mean, they were doing it. They mamas were doing it in the 90s. Some of these females came out okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay, but let me ask you this: if somebody said, "Hey man, where you get that plate from?" I got it from such and such. It's okay. Would you go get one? So you don't know okay motherfucking shit.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It all depends how they play. Look, like a fresh plate from churches. 2 piece, 2 biscuits, you feel me? Some okra and some mash.
Yeah, you don't
He
want
said it's okay. Shit, let me see what that bitch really talking about. You might be, you might don't know what the fuck shit tastes like for real, for real.
Don't send me no okay nothing.
I
If
feel
that shit ain't found wanted. If you say it's okay and you eating it, I know I'm gonna be like this shit.
You know, I ain't gonna
shit.
cap to you. As a chef, I tell people it's okay all the time while I'm eating. So if I know it's real good, I don't want you to go there and get none. So I tell my brothers, oh, yeah, this shit, ain't that. I ain't talking about no for real.
Reverse psychology.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly. Because they gonna get something else, and I go ahead and do what I need to do.
Keep kidding that.
Facts.
Got a point. And see, and I get my whole point.
Stand yourself.
For,
Look
for,
at
Oh,
for
God.
saying that with this stuff like that, I think at this point, you know, people need to come, like people you close with need to come up with some type plan of action just in case this shit get worse. Because regardless of how much money you may have, if them shelves in the grocery store empty,
What you
how
gonna
many people you know can guard?
Mm.
How many people you know, like me, I can eat vegetables. I did
I
that
can.
for a few years. But how many people can say, you know what, fuck it, man, we'll just eat these vegetables because we've been growing them anyway. Or I know how to filter water. Or I know how to,
I'm gonna kill dogs and eat cats. I'm sorry, Peter.
you know,
but
kill them dogs.
I've been
cats. It
eating
gets
Chinese
you-
food
it
all
gets
my
you
life.
to-
And I have them before age.
Exactly.
They said that
I
what they
know
doing
I
in
ate it
the
for that.
depression.
Exactly. I know what they had in the Chinese spot. So you know, I ain't
That's what they
tripping.
taught us now, Peter. Don't come for us. They
Facts.
taught us that
I'm just
in
saying.
school.
I just go
In
give
the
you
Great
that
Depression, people
orange chicken
were eating them
special.
house
You know what I'm
pets.
saying?
No, man, but if you think about that shit though, man, like even with shootings and all that, like if your children at school, you know, God forbid, and they call you on the phone, Dad, what you gonna tell them? Like,
It's so
like,
bad.
and it's rhetorical, but it's real though.
Hopefully you
would
got
you
veggies
have
to feed
tell
them, you know.
You know
Big
what I'm saying?
fact.
Yeah.
All
Do you have a sister, or brother, or cousin that say, hey man, look, bro, I'm out of pocket. Man, go up there to such and such, and she gonna be there, or he gonna be there. A lot of us just living, like I say, we living it like it's gold. But in the times we living in, I'm sure the people in Texas, my condolences out to all the families in that.
Big facts.
Nobody thought they was gonna go to school and drop their children off, especially
ain't
at
gonna
the
see
end
them
of the year
again.
school parties and shit,
Yeah.
and get a call
Honor
in the
roll
middle of the day.
and Awards program.
You think this man done,
That's
you know what I'm saying, been
crazy.
cut up in class or did something great, and they call you with that. And I just think that we need to start going back to basics because we need each other really more than ever at this point. And I think
No
we so
cap.
divided. Even some people still don't give a fuck about that because it didn't happen to them.
Man,
Like,
I saw somebody that post on some. That's why Trump should have built the border, cause stuff like this wouldn't happen. What? That
But-
don't make no damn
But see,
sense.
but it does make sense to the people who they talking to. See, that's why I keep saying out of the United States, we got 50 states. And most of us, we inhabit the motherfucking urban areas. In most cases, even in the suburban areas, Hoover is a suburb that got almost 100,000 people. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like the old suburbs. But you got to remember, man, when you get outside these city limits, man, you don't know what's going on in motherfucking little small towns and shit going on.
You'd be
It's-
surprised.
So what I'm saying is, like, in a lot of them places, they got this shit together. Like where we was today, man, these folks was on acres of land with a little RV, not RV, but a little
Four-wheelers?
off-road thing to ride just to go across your land and vegetables and fruits. And if something were to happen, they almost won't even feel the effect of what we going through other than gas.
Mm-hmm.
Here, if
They
they
ain't supported
motherfucker,
by none of that
if
shit.
you go to Walmart right now, they ain't no meat in that whole man. You gonna go to another store, they ain't no meat in that whole. You gonna go to another store, then they gonna turn into panic.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the
Big
third though, they gonna be
Yeah.
fighting in that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, how they were in that
Panic,
toilet
man.
paper issue, like the beginning of the pandemic. Well, man, these folks going crazy over toilet paper. I used to tell my wife, why these
Tissue.
folks? Yeah, why you going crazy over some tissue? Tissue is not like really mandatory to survive.
Yeah.
Like, bro, we
If it
talking
got
about
that bad, all these
Facts.
old
I ain't give a
shirts
fuck
and
about
Yeah,
tissue.
clothes.
Long we still
Okay.
have groceries. Like they getting all the bread. Like, all right, listen. If you really want to know some shit, you really don't need bread to survive. That should be the last thing you go grab.
Exactly.
Go to the can aisle. That's what my grandma taught me. You go get them green beans, them corns, them yams. That's something they can sit about 2-3 years.
Yeah, that's exactly why they
You
say
stock
that.
up on that.
Because it's preserved. You know?
Man, you get all the
that's
preserve and you be like, I bet.
Just prefer to
But
eat
see,
out
shit
no
happens.
can on no regular.
I
I
know
prefer
to do.
fresh veggie, but
Fact, but if I had
if you trying
to,
to survive, you want them cans.
and I ain't got to warm it up either, it's already, man, yeah, let me go and get this can pop.
But see, man, all this stuff, man, to me is intentional. You know, a lot of people talk about conspiracy theories, but my thing is, where the fuck the theory come from?
A nigga trying to make some money.
And then, you know, but the thing is, they're making money at people's expenses, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's scary because we so caught up in bullshit that we don't really see that is all of us getting slaughtered because
Yeah, right.
like all these children got slaughtered today, all them folks got slaughtered all year long. Man, that was all different color shades of people.
Big
and people
fact.
still beefing.
Right.
That's why I
Like,
brought
bruh.
that conversation up because like me, family ain't necessarily the ones who you call blood. Family is the motherfuckers who you're connected to. And I think the ones who got the good sense that's connected, we got to be doing just a little bit more thinking and a little bit more talking. Not saying that we can't, we just don't feel like it's a need to have to right now. So you're going to respond that way until something happens. And I don't want something to happen and you just out somewhere and you don't know nobody or you ain't really fuck with this person and they ain't willing to help you. And I think that's what a lot of people going to run into. Because I'm sure if you've been a good person, you got somebody's house you can go to and eat.
Big fact.
Sleep
right.
and all kind of shit.
Real
You
talk.
get the same treatment you've been giving out
But if
somewhere.
you're a fucked up person,
You gonna
You
get
gonna
that
get the
fucked
same
up
treatment
ass
you've
shit.
been
gonna get
giving
the
out
same treatment.
somewhere.
I promise.
yeah.
And to me, you know, of course, we all want things and have things if you're out here working for it. You know, and we all caught up in that same race, you know, day to day, trying to take care of that house, that car, and that family that's in it. You know what I'm saying? And that's using it. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, the pandemic kind of showed us too when we were sitting down that you know, you still that you when you had everything you wanted. You ain't had to go to work, children had to go to school. Everybody got everything they want. They were getting our food, so you know what I'm saying? They were getting forgiveness on bills and all that for the time being or whatever your arrangement is. And
Oh,
at,
yeah,
at
they had
the
to
end
pay
of the
that
day,
money.
you still like Benny said, you wanted to connect with people.
Yeah.
You ain't
Yeah.
the connection with people was what you were missing. So really, what's a house? What's a car? It's all about life. Is all about to me the time you afforded to spend with the people
Yeah.
you love, your
Yeah.
family and your friends, or you know the people that just on one accord with you. That's what this shit all about to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pay my bills and make sure I got a roof over my head. Me and the family got a roof over our head, and we're gonna keep them cars running and stuff. But at the end of the day, I work to be able to afford time. You know what I'm saying?
Big fact.
At the end of the day, and what I'm gonna do with my time
Very
is more
precious.
likely gonna be spent with family. Something like you said, very present. I consider that time to be very present, and I'm
Big fact.
spend it with people
Yeah.
that fit that. You know what I'm saying? Description.
I'm with you there 1,000%. Like I know people like, man, Sean's an asshole. I'm not an asshole. It's just
Yeah.
that I know that you can make $1 million, but again, $1 million worth of time is impossible,
Man,
and you gotta be careful when you put your energy in. Like that come with friends, family, wife, kids, whatever. Because sometimes that negativity that people can bring can trickle to you, and you can bring it to the wrong person.
Oh, it
I
can
tell
go
people
like
all
that.
the time, if I'm in a fucked up mood, if I'm not talking to you, it's not because I don't fuck with you, because you don't deserve that type of negativity energy.
Yeah.
So I'd rather keep it trying to learn how to pivot that energy somewhere else, so I can come to you with positive energy.
Yeah, well, that's a good way of looking at it too, man. Because people don't realize one mistake could scratch your face out long as I-20. and well, just one now. Because just think about this, man. I remember some years ago, it was a Caucasian woman and another gentleman, or no, another woman. They was road raging, right?
Oh, dangerous.
So motherfucker got out the car,
Oh, Lord.
fire. Well, had an altercation and killed them.
Don't.
So as mad as you was, cause this woman cut you off, was it really worth her life?
That's shit.
You know what I'm
pride.
saying? So like to me, that could have been a situation like when people cut me off, or when I even see your signal, man, I may slow down to 20 miles. Go ahead, man. Cause 10 seconds really ain't gonna change your life. And then if you're a person that understands how the universe works, whatever distraction came before you, welcome it. Cause it could have saved your ass from something.
No
You know what I'm
cap.
saying? That shit could have saved you. Like one time, dog, this is no lie, this is a true story. I was coming from my beautiful home in East Lake Estates, right over behind the Conoco.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's right behind the Conoco. So I came out, right? And anybody know where Puerto Madrid to get on the freeway, right over on 4th Avenue North. I was getting on the entrance ramp right there.
Right.
So this what I did. They would let me know that universe, boy, that shit protect you just depending on what you putting out. I pulled over, getting on the freeway. I pulled on right on the on ramp, stopped and smoked some reefer. Like that, I don't do no shit like that. I just stopped. I swear, hit it a few times. I said, well, damn, let me go and go. When I started back going on the freeway, a truck tire was coming through that hole like you were. Everywhere I was going, it like that bitch was like, ah, big, and that shit bounced past me, and I was like, damn. And I looked in the rearview mirror, pow, hit somebody else shit. Now I was thinking, what if you was just a few seconds early?
Yeah.
Big fat. That would be your shit.
Just what if?
Smashed.
You know, it could have been you. You know, so sometimes I think when certain shit try to hold you back and you watch it, sometimes welcome the shit, man.
Be patient.
Just be patient. 10 seconds will not change that much where it can change, but
wow.
You just have to really sometimes just be appreciative of the smallest shit.
That's fine.
The smallest shit, man. Like, did you know this? I'm gonna tell you this a hot thing, but it's real. You know why bees and shit buzz around you? Like, you ever seen, like, you be outside and a bee just make zzz and fly off?
Mm-hmm.
Bees operate at a high frequency.
Right.
I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but they operate at a high frequency. When they flying around you, it's because you got good, positive energy coming from you. Now, if you try to swat it and hit him, he's going to get at your ass. You fighting him, but a lot of times, he's around you because you are in high spirits. Just start observing. Everything in this bitch is connected. I'm telling you, everything around you alive, whether we want to
He
believe it
finna
or not.
inspire somebody to be a bee man. Watch it.
No.
A nigga be out there with a bee suit on. Tell you, I got the best energy,
Right,
baby.
Avatar type shit.
Oh, mosquito.
That
Problem.
nigga was
got
just
that
dirty.
They say you got that rich blood.
That nigga was dirty. I don't give a fuck. My grandma was telling me, you got bit by a mosquito?
No.
Take your ass gonna take a
You go
bath.
that
Cause you
bang.
stink. That's why he buying you. Cause you stink.
Yeah, Bays with a white
You
ring.
gonna put a cap full of chlorine
Got
on
to.
your shit.
Let me tell you something. If you don't bathe with a white rag, you can't be trusted, bro.
Yeah.
How dirty do you really know you is?
Yeah. You don't know.
That's the type of person who got out the shower, dry yourself out, and see the dirt still rolling off, and just go ahead and put lotion on. You can't trust them type of people.
Hey, as long as they watch the
They clean dirty.
Yeah, all right. You just can't put on no white clothes.
Crazy, man. Hey, it's so good to live, laugh. I just some of the stuff we talk about, man.
Oh
but
my
no, man.
gosh.
I almost, hey, then talking about what's going on in the world, hey, we got to consider the fact that, hey, we here with comedian Sean Jackson, man. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
That's right. Barbershop Stories, the podcast,
Know what I'm saying?
episode 95. We sitting here with
95.
comedian
They say laugh and
Sean
help.
Jackson
Yes, sir.
out of Elmo County.
Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay,
You know,
so y'all
Very,
they know
Alabama.
it.
very
They know
healthy.
it.
Yeah, it's about 15, 30 minutes up the road, but you know,
Yeah.
scrap gump, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, that's what's up. I was Sean. I guess we just sat here and preached and shit. So
Man, look at him.
But
That was deep, though. It was deep. Some shit had to be said.
Hey,
It was
it had
said.
to be said, man.
So let me ask you this, man. As a comedian, first off, what got you in the comedy realm?
Oh man, it's crazy. Like, I started on accident. Be honest with you, like
Started selling dope back in 1986.
I think I was like in the sixth grade,
Mr. Big.
and my mom used to work like 2 or 3 jobs. So when she like on Fridays, on certain days she get off, we used to watch Comic View together. And after Comic View go off, we used to have like a roast session. I used to lose so bad, but I always want to be a part of it. Until one day I came up with one joke that killed my brother and had everybody laughing. But I only had one joke, so I said it every time until it was just trash. So that's in the 6th grade. Then I ain't focused on telling jokes then. I guess my 12th grade year, I was a credit short from graduating. So I took theater and acting for half semester, and I did night school in another half semester. And that year, somebody broke into our house, stole my PlayStation, stole like clothes and everything. So I told the story during my final exam, and like it had the whole classroom laughing. People came in from other classroom teachers and all, and that bitch just killing themselves laughing. I'm like, wow, damn, that shit fucked up. Y'all laughing at this. Some real shit just happened to a nigga. Nigga took my shit.
Did
Y'all
they know it was
laughing.
real?
Hell
Or they
yeah.
thought you
But
just in there just telling a story.
one lady did, and everybody like, man, we didn't know what to think, but that shit funny as hell. Y'all some bitch ass niggas.
But comedy is inspired by real life though.
Hey,
Most real
Art
comedy,
period.
yeah. Now it may be slightly exaggerated for entertainment purposes, but it's
yeah,
inspired
always
by
slightly, just a little
but
slightly,
it's
just to
inspired
give a little
by
spice.
real truths.
Facts.
They made you and Benny did. I know they comedians said a while ago, but with what's going on today, what if you found something really funny about what's going on the past week? When would be too soon to put that joke out there?
I can tell you when it's gonna be too late. After you thought about it more than twice.
Gotcha.
If you're a comedian and if you passionate about and you confident and you know that you're not trying to offend nobody, say it. And if you know before you say it, you finna get it ain't good to say, don't say it. But if you feel like it come from a good place, say it. Cause a lot of times we'll overthink and then fuck it all up. Like right now, we like most people like, damn, they already talking about that shit. Yeah, hell yeah. Like I'm already prepared to say, like, if my child was there, I already know what I told my child. You better throw a body on top of you, act like you did, baby. You better, cause that's the best thing I can tell you. Like in a situation like that, you better roll around in blood like you saw on TV and play like you dead. Like shit, like it is what it is.
Well, I mean, I think that it depends on how articulate you are.
Facts.
Can you put your words together? Well, cause see, like to me, I believe I'm a comic that can have you like, damn, that's a point. Then pull a laugh out of that, but you still got to be able to articulate it well because you don't want to sound like you've been offensive either.
Big
Because
facts.
now I don't give a fuck how well you can articulate. If it's offensive,
It's offensive.
you'll turn people off from listening. But if you can come in with facts, make them think, then put them on a chuckle, then think, then if you can articulate it well, I think you can. I don't think it's never too soon, but I think you can be unseasoned, kind of like a bad rapper. You know what I'm saying? You can be a bad rapper talking about some shit like, man, get your weak ass off here.
Like Ja Rule dropping an album right now. Who like, come on, man. Anybody gonna listen to that?
Cause see, like I remember when Jay-Z said something about when Jay-Z said something about Santa hooking his record.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But the way he put it out, it was like, damn, okay. You knew what he was talking about, but it was like, damn, it wasn't offensive. He was real on some shout out shit. But if you a dude that can't articulate them words, your vocabulary kind of limited, leave that shit alone.
Leave that shit
Go
alone.
on, talk about dick and pussy, and go on home for when you folk kill your ass.
Big facts. If that's what
Yeah.
you know, stick to what you know. If you ain't that versatile, leave that alone. Like I don't dip. Me personally, I don't try to dip and dab on so much on the news and what's really going on. Cause me personally, I know how I am. I know I'm gonna be me in just rare form. So I might say something. It might be cool for the first 30 people, but number 33 through 35, oh no, they feel some type of way.
Yeah, like I say,
They want you to filter.
Facts.
Yeah,
They wanna write emails. They wanna call. They wanna do the most, and they be like, no, it ain't in that aspect.
I just think that, like, but that's what I'm saying, it just come with the season. Like, to me, I would come in, let's say if I got a show and I know I'm the headline. You know, because to me, people want you to address this shit too.
Big
that
fact.
defines you to me as an entertainer. That can you take this shit and make people feel good about still hearing it?
Going forward.
Yeah, moving forward, because see, like, if I'm sitting there and if I'm doing a show and I know some tragic shit done happened, to me it ain't got to be addressed, but certain expectation as a headliner, they
Right.
want you to address it, but they want you to address it in your articulate way, because even though they heard it, they showed up to their show, they still want to hear it.
Don't be insensitive.
Yeah, just don't be insensitive.
Mhm.
So, but that come with a person that got a pretty nice vernacular.
All right,
But hearing
Tim.
both of y'all opinions as comedians, it like I said, it brought clarity to it. How you would approach it from y'all aspect, and just to add to it, I think that entertainers, whether it be people who just speak to a lot of people who have a large audience that they speak to, whether it be somebody that sings, performs, rap, a comedian, just a speaker, whatever. I think that especially your rappers and comedians, I think are some of the most unfiltered. They gonna give you some of the most unfiltered versions of things, and I think that's their gift in a lot of ways. Not being insensitive and nasty toward nobody else's thoughts about it, but they are them unfiltered people, and that's why they are entertaining. Because if they gave you things in the way that the average person that's not trying to that's not trying to rub anybody the wrong way would give it to you, they wouldn't be funny, or they wouldn't be as good of a rap artist, or they wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that they gotta be distasteful about things, but that non-filter is why they are who they are a lot of times. You know what I'm saying?
And just to be clear, he talking about the 10% of people who actually good at it.
Come on, yeah, exactly.
Because,
Yeah. You talking about
some of
the
you
top
bumming
line.
ass comics who just wanna be on the topic too long. Okay, you want to talk about mass shooting, but you wanna go in too deep into it. You wanna milk it for everything. It's not even funny. And you still wanna bash it.
But Mr. Jackson, isn't that subjective?
You gotta be good.
Is it subjective?
Yeah, isn't that subjective? And the reason why I say that is because like one of my favorites is Corey Holcomb.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like Corey Holcomb.
And just think about his topics. Now you know what make me really
he's
like
good.
him.
Corey Holcomb, that's different.
But what only difference is that he's mastered his craft.
There we go.
Because this is the thing.
Good.
Me knowing comedy with the jokes he tell now. Could you imagine that shit at the beginning?
Oh my gosh.
You know
what's
what
going on right now?
Yeah, like what he talks about, to me, I love it because it's true and it's funny.
Man,
but
he had to break through
something.
I seen him before like a year or two ago.
I can imagine when it started out. Because you got
material, but he got some fire.
The reason why I say it was probably, and I ain't gonna say when I say tough, not like he couldn't do it. He probably always been funny, but to build that base of people, to say I'm doing comedy club. And I sold out 5 shows, 6 shows. He had to build a base of people that like, you know what, I like that raw shit.
Like Eddie Griffin.
And his rap.
Like Eddie Griffin.
Yeah, and people like that. And then because he put the comedic touch on it. Mm-hmm. And if it's truth, even if they don't like you, they're like, bro.
He told you true.
You took the word out of my mouth. Like Sean said, they don't give a fuck about the people that don't like it. No. They gonna say what they want to say to the audience that they talking to. And of course, we're not talking about tragedies. We just talking about perform. But like I said, they gonna just give it to the audience that's listening. And like you said, like Benny said, they still gonna reel in that casual ill, like, well, he ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? Almost like the guy that just died, who everybody kind of giving their opinion, they heavy opinion in one way or the other on Kevin Samuel. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You have some people that love his subject matter. And you had some people that straight hated dude to the point where they disrespected him in depth.
Man.
No, I didn't understand about that though. Like females be
mad.
Were fans
because they
were watching. How you be mad for something you tuning into and trying to be a part of?
You was a fan.
Trying to get on to his live.
Yeah.
Just to,
you don't like him so much.
Right. He gonna tell you the truth. Same thing your baby daddy told you.
But the only thing about that though, Sean, is that you gotta remember the people who, now this is my opinion, the people who I think that are mad at him, they heard about him secondhand. Because they're just like, we crack all the time. And our relationship a certain way. Maybe like, man, that motherfucker Sean, man, that bitch always be cracking, man. That bitch don't never take shit serious. So a third party person hearing that, they look at you like, man, fuck him, before they ever even really gave you a shot. All they heard was about Kevin Samuel. He bashing hoes. He talking about they gonna die broke, they gonna die alone, but they didn't hear the whole topic surrounding it that he woke up to me. I ain't agree with everything he said, but a lot of that shit he showed, that shit was data.
I'm about to say, that is low-key true, though.
There's some facts.
There's some hoes dying alone. Because you ain't going to die with nobody. You're going to die by yourself. I'm going to fuck what nobody tell you.
That's true. But I'm going to tell you another thing. You ever heard of Shahrazad Ali? But anyway, Shahrazad Ali was doing that in the 80s and 90s to current. She talked about...
Who is this first?
Shahrazad Ali is one of the most profound black women to talk about relationship issues about the black man and the black woman, or melanated man and melanated woman. And if you look her up and watch her, she was just like Kevin Samuels, but a female version.
When I look that up, man.
She the truth. I
That's
encourage
deep.
anybody because see
Charles,
what it is, what I learned about, and I'm just
Well, it is tough.
I'm just speaking about the melanated people I encounter. I know it goes along in every race, but a lot of time, bro, we don't want to hear no motherfucking truth.
Oh, no, hell
Especially
no.
if it falls in our lane.
Mm-hmm.
We'll rather deny it and stay in denial and being able to wallow in the mess that we made instead of saying, well, I ain't gonna lie, that shit hurt to hear, because the truth hurts, then it feel good.
You seen
Most
that
people
when
don't hear that.
You seen that when cause last time, well, one of the times, the only time you seen her in like a national audience was on CNN. I can't think of who was running for office or whatever. And Showers, man, they met around, gave Showers out that mic. And
She the truth, man.
you ain't seen on TV since.
That was
You
bad.
have not seen on TV
I remember
since,
exactly
dog.
who it was. It was a Zimmerman trial.
That what it was.
I remember
Okay,
that
all right.
shit. I remember that shit like
man,
on
you ain't
yesterday.
seen on TV since. I Showers, I got through that microphone. That boy was smoking.
Yeah, cause she, man, I'm telling you, you check Shahrazad Ali. She the butt nigga truth. And Francis Chris Welling, Shahrazad Ali, and Kevin Samuels. If you listen to them, they sometimes they'll lean slightly to their opinion, but most of that shit
Everybody
is
does.
non-biased, and they telling you straight up. And a lot of times, I know us, hell, we don't be want to hear it until after the fact. Because all them ladies who bashing, like I heard Corey Holcomb say something about Vivica Fox. And it was interesting because he was like, how the hell a bitch that don't love herself gonna talk about this nigga wrong? All the shit he talked about, you fit the criteria. And I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? It was interesting to hear because, of course, everybody gonna look at it different. But from what I saw, he was on point. She was offended by what he said because some of the stuff was applicable. And I think that's what most people.
No doubt, man. One time that, you know, folks like said, they said truth hurt.
Yeah.
You don't want to
You
hear
hurt
it.
real bad. Real
Don't
bad.
wanna hear it, now.
You gotta think about like even in jobs, man. Like if people really look at on like how to get a raise, right? And they look at the back end on the evaluation. You know how many people be like for instance, people might get like a 35-cent raise. They get the bitch like, damn man, they gave me 30 cheap ass, they get all that money, I do all this shit. Do you really do this shit? We know you come to work. We know you clock out. Well, what the fuck you really do here, bruh?
You had to do it.
Like, bro, like I've been in matters before, and like I be looking at people like, bro, what the fuck you mean? Why can't you get more money, bitch? For 2 hours you been breaking, bro.
Yeah, you been bullshitting.
Another hour you done burnt up everything, my boy. What the fuck?
They know what on the
Exactly.
Exactly.
That food cost to the fucking ceiling, bro. What you mean? Can you get my nigga? I want to fire you, bro.
Yeah. They say we just
For
saw
real.
hand. We just saw hand. That's the only reason why.
Exactly. This goddamn COVID got me fucked up, bro.
Yeah, killer.
Barbershop Stories Podcast, episode 95.
95, like
with
it's
comedian
loose.
Stay
Sean
alive.
Jackson. All right, Sean
no
Jackson,
doubt.
let me go ahead and turn this stove off too and turn it on by self. All right, you a comedian, you from Montgomery, right
Yes,
now
sir.
you reside in Birmingham. How is the comedy scene here treating you, or how has it been treating you? What do you feel about it? Do you feel like it's progressive? Do you feel like it's regressive, or do you think it's standing still?
I mean, I would say first and furthermost, shout out to every comic out here grinding out here in Birmingham who's trying to get to the money, trying to get to the bag, or trying to climb that level. I already know how it is. I'm there with you, my brother and sister. So yeah, shout out to them. Like, you know, I mean, I feel like it been picking up. I only been here probably like 6 years, give or take. But I noticed, like, when I first came out here, it wasn't too many spots you can do comedy at. And now we blessed to have multiple rooms that comics can feel free, and we got people like you who give them better platform for comics. Cause you know we went from doing show at roofs and in the barbershop, and now you got a spot every month and to start on. I know comics now be like, yo, how can I get how can I link with Ben? How can I do that? And I tell them, consistency will get you longer than anything else will.
That's true. But let me say this though. I'm gonna say this to kind of bag up scene, because I'm gonna say the entertainment scene. Honestly, it has always been the same. But hear me out. depending on how you working, is some of the opportunities you're gonna receive. So when people be like, it ain't no rooms, it ain't nothing to do, you ain't working. Because people always had rooms and people always had open mics and people always had this. But sometimes when you first get in the game, you don't really know those connects. And you really just trying to find where to go. And then as you get better and better, guess what happened? K1 like, hey, yeah, man, did you call Earl? And then Earl gone, because they see you working. Because you got to remember, sometimes folks don't want to give up. They connect to some bullshit.
What?
Because you got to remember, even though it ain't on you, but it's on you. Because you referred this clown or this clownette. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, the scene has always been the same. But this is why I think Birmingham feel like it ain't doing shit, because you trying to blow up in Birmingham. And the thing is, it's not that you can't. You can get a strong buzz in Birmingham, but you got to go outside and finish the buzz and then come back and connect with everything you built. Because you got to remember, like for myself, I've been a barber professionally for 24 years, man. Damn. So me talking about I do comedy, I ain't gonna say people here don't take me serious, but it's like so you got the little comedy show coming. I tell you what, I'm gonna come by the shop and get some tickets. I'm serious. That's what I hear, which is cool. But when I go out of town, I'm a certified comic that could have on the side to their eyes. But here, nigga, you a barber and you stay in East Lake. You drive a truck and you trying to do comedy. That's how
funny.
they do you.
That's funny, and I like that though. I mean, personally, it's crazy. I really do, because it's like I tell people all the time, bro. I'm trying to be global, not local. So I don't care where I lay my head that you don't want to book me or you say I'm not funny, because I know why I'm always on the road, or where I'm getting booked at, where I'm blessed and where opportunities come from. And I tell people all the time, ain't nothing wrong with being the hottest man in the city. But if that's your end goal, I'm not with that shit. Like, I don't care being hot in the city.
But I'm
trying to be hot on the world. I'm trying to be on a global standpoint. They be like, you know what? That boy Sean Jackson's a household name.
But Sean, I don't think that's really never nobody's end goal. But it becomes an end goal because they're not willing to put the work in. Because most people got in it because they saw somebody else shining. Remember that. Just like me, when I used to see super fire ass fades, I was like, I can do that. And now I'm one of them. So the same thing with a basketball player, a football player. You was inspired by somebody and you want to be that until you see that, man, this motherfucker be up 3-4 days at a time. This motherfucker get in the car and drive 12 hours straight. This motherfucker got
don't want to talk about that.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what keep them from doing it. It ain't that they don't want it. They just see what work is involved, and a lot of people just quit.
That scare people, bro.
Taper off.
Like, get home 3-4 o'clock in the morning. No, you got to be back at work at 6. That means you got to be up by 5. You sleep on you run off an hour and a half. And just off of rest. And you go and do it because you know soon you get off work, you got to go hit that road one more time.
Yeah.
If you want to build, you got to do it.
Yeah.
I tell you, I don't hold hands in comedy. Like, I don't mind sharing connections with you, but I'm not finna be like, I got this show in Nashville. I'm leaving at 3:30. I'm not calling you at 3 o'clock asking where you at. I'm not calling you at 2 o'clock where you at. Because I already told you what I got going on and what time it is, what time I'm leaving. If I gotta come find you, that means that this is not as important to you as it's important to me.
Yeah, but then
check it out yourself and drive.
And then too, Sean, a lot of them just ain't there. Cause I know, like, man, I talk to folk and I always ask them this, like, when I pick an opening, a feature, and a headliner. Now, of course, several of the Birmingham comedians I know, so I'm like, okay, not no headliner, not for this, or maybe a feature for this, or maybe an opener for that. But you got some, they want to put the cart before the horse. Can you headline, man? Hell yeah, I can headline, because they want the headline money.
Right, because they're excited.
But it's like, bro, you don't really want that smoke, but you the headline, and your feature go out there and beat you all on the top of your head. Yeah, that's a hard feeling, man. It's hard, and a lot of people will quit behind shit like that, man.
Bro, like, let me tell you something. I tell people all the time, don't be signing up for stuff that you ain't ready for, man. Like, be know how much you finna put on your plate before you yelling out you finna eat all this, bro.
Go case the joint.
Little stomach little hell around that bitch and fit 2 plates. All right, little stomach ass nigga. But to me, I ain't gonna lie, man. This may sound crazy, but I know like comedy for me, I consider myself to be one of the motherfucking best. I'm gonna say that. As far as promoting, marketing, and all that, I ain't say the best because there's other best
Yeah, I mean,
niggas
gonna
out
lie.
there.
I ain't gonna lie.
There's other best niggas out there. And I
So niggas, I
acknowledge
know
that.
you're that top tier.
But see, but I'm a foul thinker because there's a lot of best motherfuckers out there.
Right.
But to me, I'm the motherfucking best.
Sure.
Goddamn it. But at the same time, but here, if I don't believe it, who else will? But I feel like Birmingham is a
Preach.
great city. I just think that you got to be extremely consistent for people to fuck with you. Because by me doing a show every month, that shit take a lot of fucking work. I had to sell tickets all day, and then you got to hear people bullshitting their stories. But this is where I equate it. All right, Benny, you throw a show once a month for 12 months. If you trying to get 200 people a show, you got to talk to at least 2,400 people a year. Or no, more, for real, to just even get them numbers. Every month. Because, see, every month, you can't expect, let's just say K want to buy a ticket every month. Like, he may come February, March, may not come back no more to August.
Right.
But if you
Big
done quit
facts.
throwing them hoes, get what he going to say? Man, I
Yeah.
fuck around and went up to that start on me. You wasn't even there.
Big
no.
facts. Big
and,
facts.
And your grind got to almost start over. I seen it in rap. I seen it in R&B. I seen it with bands. I seen it with poets. I seen it with comedians.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the entertainment scene here has
I know.
always been great. Like you
Keep the people
remember,
believing.
you remember Red Light District, Rockhouse Records, Breaking Bread Records, man. There's a lot of people came from Birmingham, but some of them when they be like they don't come back. You gotta think about why they don't come back.
Why would you?
You done shit. Well, I ain't gonna say why. would
I'm
you.
not saying like in a
'Cause-
negative way, but
Well, I mean, because you gotta depend what type of energy did you receive when you was growing.
true.
Like me, if I fuck around and made $50 million right now, I know it's certain people off the top that I may not have a dollar to give you, but the opportunity I may be, hey bro, look, call K1 when you get to such and such. Da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? That is almost an obligation because y'all been rocking. But I can see how a person be like, man, fuck them motherfuckers, because you ain't fuck with them none while they was
Big
coming
facts.
up. So when if they came up in Houston, you want them to come back with the fruits of thine labor and give to your hating ass. It ain't gonna happen.
Nah.
So that's why I
Y'all
say,
working, y'all be in a lot of the same places anyway, you know.
big facts.
yeah,
This stuff that's going on in entertainment, you know, not saying that it's just everybody gonna always be in the same place and meet up, but most of the prevalent stuff and shows, you know, if you're in certain lanes, y'all gonna cross
Facts.
paths on
Facts.
somewhere on
I
the
ain't gonna
journey,
lie.
and
I got
y'all
a
work.
brother
Still
like that.
talk
I made
good.
in comedy like that. We just, it's like I just met him like I'm always out of town. So every time I'm out of town, I just always bump into him. Like one day we just looked at each other, damn, bro, we could just roll together.
Y'all
bro.
working alike. That's all.
Right, and
The
ever
grind,
since
the grind,
then,
the
bro,
grind.
no lie, he was one of the men he was one of my groomsmen. That's how hard I fucks with him. Like, yo, like it's hard to find somebody like you might be on the team that who actually compatible with you. Like, all right, boom, we finna go and put in some overtime. Like, I bet meet you on the field then.
see, work, find work though.
Facts.
If you out there grinding, dog, I'm telling you, the universe
You-
do
man.
not lie.
They don't.
You are going to find what you looking for.
But we ain't talking about running in place either. We actually talking about getting out here and moving. Like a lot of people gonna get confused. Like, all right, man, I'm grinding and take grinding and running in place. Like I'm not shitting on nobody on how they doing nothing, but you gotta keep one thing in mind. For progress is the mission, not just running in place.
Stagnation.
You don't need to be doing the same thing for over 6 months. That's me personally. I
But
can't
see-
do the same thing in 6 months.
But you got to remember too, though, man. Knowledge is a motherfucker, and the education. Because interesting story about me, man. First time I jumped on stage was 95. But
Damn.
after I got
Oh,
up,
4 years old.
But yeah, I was a freshman in high school. You know, it was the second
You was a
semester.
freshman
my-
in high
It
school?
was my second semester.
My God,
So-
he lying about his age.
So when you think about this right here, after I got off that goddamn stage, I didn't know what the fuck was next. So if I would have kept pursuing it, guess what I'd have did? I'd have ended up doing backyard barbecues. I'd have done all the stuff
You grew.
that really wasn't. No, you would have grew, but you would have done a bunch of stuff that wasn't really conducive
Right,
for comedy.
Okay,
right.
you
It
said
would
on
be
the
unnecessary
Yeah,
shit.
you've been
You be
doing
doing a
that.
lot of unnecessary shit. That's what I'm getting at. You don't need to
and I
do
ain't
all
gonna call
that.
it unnecessary too, because it do build character.
Facts, but
It
a lot
make
of
you-
stuff
it-
you don't need.
Well, you don't need
Quit
after-
bad
but you don't
pickup
need
probably,
you don't
but-
need it after a certain point.
Yeah.
Because see, like me, I was like, fuck that shit. I stayed cutting out. But when I got in promotions and marketing, I started managing companies and I started booking a lot of them cats out Comic View and all that shit. And I learned. And when I learned, I'm like, okay, now I'm comfortable enough to go back out there. Because if you don't know, you gonna do shit like somebody can call you, be like, hey man, got a comedy show for you. Man, you don't even know what to charge, you don't know how to charge you. Nigga, I'm gonna give you $50 and that shit in their kitchen. While they eating and shit. Like me, if somebody asks me to do that, I know the question to ask now. Like,
Facts.
look, I do it, but y'all have a microphone, y'all have a stage, y'all have and I know what to charge you, and I know what to have to do. But if you don't know that shit, you think it's an opportunity, which it is. It just ain't the opportunity that's gonna take you. To
Facts.
the
You
next
gotta know
level.
which opportunity to take and what opportunity. Like a lot of comics gotta understand, it's okay to say no to certain shows. You can say no to. Like you want to build value to yourself, meaning that you don't need to be accessible to everybody. Somebody got you got it. They can't always be like, I can pick up my phone and call Benny. They gotta be like, damn, let me call Sam, let me call Corey, let me call Sean. See if somebody can call Benny. I need Benny for the show.
But
Cause
see-
now your demand is more than just.
But you also,
I can call them.
you
I know I
also
can give
saying
them
that
two
from
leads.
experience too.
Big
And you
facts.
also
See,
saying
because-
for somebody that
Big
working
facts.
when they call.
Yeah.
That I went through that,
See,
bro.
because
Like
see,
that ain't.
But see, but when you first start off, I'm telling you, and that's why I kind of have a little compassion when I see like people bomb and
Oh, yeah,
people
big
doing
compassion. That's homework.
What we would consider bullshit now, but to them that shit the world.
Facts.
You know, especially like people who auntie live K1, man. And my mama always say I'm funny at the kitchen table and all that. So guess what? If somebody say, hey man, look, we got a party over at the gym and no mic and none of that, he gonna take it.
Cause you where you at in the game, and you where you at, but that person just not getting the courage to even grab a mic.
Yeah.
Oh
Or even
yeah,
walk up in front of
I
somebody.
always tell it.
So yeah, that bomb night is everything to
And
them.
don't look bombing like it's bad. Like it comes out of time. Bombing don't mean you like this is a bad thing for you. You have homework now.
You got work to
You
do.
you should
Yeah.
record that set. I don't care if it's a 30-minute worth of bomb. Go home, go to your quiet place. It might be in your car while the show's still going on. Cause I've done it plenty of times. And always behind bombs, I just gonna have to rewatch my set. Cause I like trying to critique myself. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I can pull this joke out and put this joke in. That's what bombing you. All right, boom. If you bomb, okay, boom. This didn't work. Why this didn't work?
Yeah.
What about this didn't work? Okay, was my delivery? Okay, I shouldn't have analyzed the crowd. This crowd was a 30, 45-year-old crowd. I got young nigga material. That was my first wrong. If I'm gonna do young nigga material, I gotta learn how to reword this so they'll understand.
Master group. I
Facts.
agree.
Said something there.
But see,
Lingo.
But them be them. I think them be the people that end up taking it to the next level. Cause see, I'm one of them niggas like this. I don't have to be worldwide. You can just run me across the 48.
40.
And the
Hey.
reason why I'm saying that, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I want to go in it as a boss, not in it as just a worker.
Facts.
And what I mean by that, if you get to a point where you grind up to 48, let's just say if Alabama, you got Huntsville, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Anniston, Selma, Montgomery, Columbus, Georgia, Eufaula, and Mobile locked in that state. Then every state you got 7 cities locked down. Man, that's 300 some, 400 some spots.
Big fat.
You know how long it'll take you to hit that shit twice?
I ain't gonna lie.
So I mean, I'm
that's a
not.
lot of shows.
No, I'm not
Lot of work out
saying.
there.
On my
I'm
mama.
not saying I wouldn't take it, but I'm also at an age. I'm 42. What it do?
They got
I'm
me
at
make
a-
small.
I'm at an age where I'm like, well, shit, bro. If you can get enough money where you can say, look, Sean, I got 10 shows for you, bro. I'm gonna run you through this route. Hey, Felicia, I got you, and you running all of them. You able to say, bro, look, I'm gonna give you $750 a night in your expenses covered, or whatever the case may be. I kind of like that part of it because a lot of people don't want to take that job head on because that shit work. You know how tough it is, man, to put the producer show, make sure everybody got their money. Then somebody tell, man, bro, anytime I need a deposit to get in my room. Well, motherfucker, give him the motherfucking deposit. The room paid for, but those are calls you got to entertain. And of course, but all that and then you still got to go out there and set the bar for this show. But I love that shit though. I like that part because
I'm trying to learn. That's why I pick your brain every time I see you, bro. Cause that's stuff a lot of people don't want to get involved with because they feel
Shit
like
work.
it's too much work. In my eyes,
it's
this is what
work.
you need to know.
Exactly. Now rewind the conversation, cause when y'all was saying about early on doing the backyard barbecue and all. Now see that may be good for this person that's coming up for this position.
Yeah.
You were trying to be what you are, or you know what I'm saying, or what you still striving to be as far as in the game, as far as coming in, booking shows, and being able to hold down the show and all this different stuff, and bringing in other comedians from different towns that you met. So of course, the backyard barbecue and stuff, the talent show at high school, it prepared you for at least knowing the mentality of that person and where they at. And then, just say the average person that's doing that or that's in that stage may not have the aspirations to be the total, umbrella of comedy. They just may want to be that stage presence. You know what I'm saying? Or that may be what they just good at. They may be a motherfucker that just straight knee slapping fun.
Right.
So
That's cool. That's what you want to do. That
Exactly.
is totally fine. I'm
Exactly.
never gonna make somebody do something they don't want to do.
And at a certain point, you may say,
that type of thing.
all right,
You
now
do
I
that
want to
shit.
do this. 20
I'ma
years in the
encourage that shit.
game. Yeah, you may say, I want to
let me
book
tell you
me some
something.
guy. I done met some
I
folks.
seen some comics that I grew up watching, who still do the same material.
That's
They
right.
did on Comic View.
And it still go.
It's still going. People still pay that money to still go see them
Well, I
same
mean,
jokes.
Hit
watch
shows.
this. But watch this in comparison. Silky, silky soul, baby. You know when the album drop?
I don't know
They
who the
still
hell
set
that
up
is.
Frankie Beverly and Mays.
Oh.
They do the same, and the
Hits.
crowd sing.
But that's
Hit.
different, bro.
No, it's not
Bro,
different.
we talking about,
If you got a hit joke
we
and
talking
a
about
hit song,
singers.
it's not
Like,
different.
okay.
A hit joke and a hit song.
You would
is the
never
same
go
thing.
to a comedy, you'll never go to a comedy show and hear a comedian reference a joke they already told
Shit.
a year or two ago.
You want that?
Wait, I'll take it back.
Hold on, I
They
know it.
won't
I
recite the
can
joke.
I can show
They
you the
would,
example.
May not
they
be
might
in the
call
same
back.
exact
They might do a
word,
call back, but they're not finna go word for word for that joke.
All right, watch
You're not
this.
finna go tell that joke while they got performing it.
Yeah, you will. And I'm gonna tell you how I know it. All right. So I watch a lot of comedy specials with white and black Mexicans and all,
Facts.
because I just like to see the development of the shit.
True.
Mike Epps, what is called underrated.
We had a red on.
Mike, he got one of them he had on some jeans and a blue polo shirt. I think it was in San Jose or one of them cities in California. But basically, Mike Epps, out of all those three specials, it was about 3 hours, right? Hour each special. Mike used a lot of the same jokes, but as he grew as a comic, he added shit to it. But it was the same joke. And me, I like to see that because I'm like, damn, the first time I heard it wasn't number like boom, boom, boom. The next time I heard it was boom, 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 boom. The last time I heard the same joke was like 15 minutes long. Because it's like a lot of time them jokes never get old. You just have to develop them hoes to whatever year you in. Like if I was talking about fucking Cadillac Alantes, now is Cadillac whatever. You just have to kind of
I give you a prime example.
slightly alter them, dog.
Baby Kids.
Yeah.
You can tell Baby Kids the same way every time. Robin Harris told that
Yeah.
joke pretty much the same way. It may
That's
not be
my
word for word.
Do it,
That's
dog.
how I
But
got my
hit-
nickname.
That's a
Baby
hit
Kid,
joke,
It's
bro.
a hit joke.
That's a hit joke, just like a hit song. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, every singer ain't got a hit song. Every comedian ain't got a hit joke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, good
Every
jokes
rapper
at the
ain't
time.
got a hit song. You know what I'm saying? So, but Baby Kid, that's a hit joke. You know what I'm saying?
And you can tell that. And some people, what I learned too, well, I haven't got to that status yet where I done traveled the country 7 times and you getting ready to perform. Oh, hey man, do the sunset.
Exactly.
Like A-Ball and G. When they bring their new shit, nigga like, bro, I want to hear coming out hard.
Nigga walk out on
I
that
want to hear
new shit.
motherfucking pimps. You want to hear shit you know. Now, you'll take a couple new ones, but it's such thing as a hit joke, dog.
I can believe it.
Some folks have hit jokes for the moment, but some people got hit jokes for life.
Okay. But we ain't talking about a
twisted.
hit. I'm talking about like a hit set. Ain't nobody finna do that whole set again.
The
bro.
whole hit.
Nobody finna do the whole set again. I'm just being honest.
You ever heard of Kenny Walker?
No.
Baby Kid was a set
Man.
though.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Baby Kid was a whole set, bro.
I fuck with K-Dub.
You fuck with K-Dub,
I fuck
right?
with K-Dub.
And K-Dub my partner. I met him when he was wearing tall tees and blonde dreads. K-Dub has done a lot of the same material But as he grew as a comic, he might have added a couple
Twist a little
touches.
bit, but it's the same joke.
A lot
And
of
them
it.
hoes be funny every time.
Every
dog.
motherfucking time. He the truth.
Yeah.
Double D. I can name them now. I can name them. And it ain't that they're super comic. They ain't just great comics.
Yeah, he's super
but
comic.
they can use some of the same material. And they may say, instead of starting at the beginning of the joke, I'm going to use this in the middle.
Yeah.
Instead of doing it in the middle, I'm going to do it at the end. But it's the same joke. They just 2022 that motherfucker.
I put it like this. Okay, that's true.
You hear new
But-
shit
but-
right then. Oh, yeah.
But
you hear-
special.
You hear new
Let's
shit
put it like
right
this.
then.
We ain't gonna see it on the special, bro, and come back.
It ain't
We gonna
coming.
come back and redo it.
It ain't that
ain't
common.
common.
But they will use
Hits
the
ain't
same
common.
shit.
I mean, I put it like this. If it's not on TV, you can hear it.
Yeah.
But if it already hit that TV, you ain't gonna. They ain't finna go back and redo the same joke they're on TV.
They gonna do it in the same order.
I bet you Marty Morris could do all his routines, Otis, Sinead,
Roscoe.
yeah, all
Yeah.
of them in concert, and I bet you they'd pay for
Cause they were
Oh
hits.
God.
it. Yeah.
They were
Oh
hits.
God.
Like
His ain't real common, but you know you got some out there
There's
now.
some hits out
some
there,
people
dog.
some people them drop some, yo.
Eddie Murphy Raw and Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to
He
you.
can go back and do that exact same. If Eddie Murphy right now
Yeah.
at 50 some years old, almost 60, say I'm gonna do a comedy tour, the last Eddie Murphy tour,
Yeah.
he can do the exact same shit.
Bill Cobb and the Quaaludes.
Bill Cosby, all this.
Hey, that shit hit
It's
so
a- it's a
hard.
real
Nah.
joke,
That
dog.
Quaalude joke.
Fuck.
What's his name? Took it and redid it on Friday. Smoking. Another Quaalude.
They love you in the morning.
we was. I know I was young and wasn't hip on what Quaalude was at the time, yo. I thought he was talking about a song or something, man. But you know,
Bill
we
Cosby.
ended up finding
Bill
out what the
Cosby.
blues was.
I'm telling you, man,
Kill,
like-
kill, peel.
Cause you got hit jokes for the time, then you got hit jokes for 'cause
life.
Like I can
Yeah.
sit here like I was in West Palm on Saturday and I was in Winter Haven on Sunday.
Small flex.
So you know, really no flex, but since you brought it up,
Small flex.
since you brought it up,
West Palm
but,
Beach. We talking about Florida, baby.
oh yeah, yes sir. So
on,
you know, so when that show, you know, it's like I'm telling you, it's certain jokes that I do. They classics, but they ain't worldwide classics.
Yeah.
And when I first wrote the joke, I called it a hookup. I started that shit out talking about a plane.
I already know what joke you talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
a
that was
hard-ass
it.
joke.
And the first time I ever did it, Spanky Robinson had a comedy festival. I want to say that was 15 or 16. It might have been 2016 in Miami. And I thought of the joke on the plane. But now that same joke is about 20 minutes.
It really is.
So I can do that same joke. I may change up the format and all that, but it's the same joke. And if it's good and it's a classic, I don't give a damn how many times you tell them. If you look confident in telling them, people gonna still rock with that joke like that shit brand spanking.
Like I said, I seen a lot of comments that say the same joke, same confident level, and still kill. Like I'm not
Yeah,
telling
yeah.
you it's not. Don't
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like
You gotta
if
be
the
a
crowd
smack.
don't know the joke, say the joke. That's
It
all
gotta
I'm
be a
saying.
smash. Yeah.
Cause man, these folks go crazy.
All right, so I guess trying to change the corner. We ain't gonna hold you all night, but I got.
I
to
ain't got
ask you
shit to
this.
do.
Well, I do, nigga.
Back
All right.
in this one.
Trying to get some of this show money.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: joke stealing.
I knew that
Do
was
you
coming.
really think is a such thing as joke stealing, or some of these comics feel like they were just inspired?
From a
by the
personal
others,
standpoint,
Yeah. So what
from
do
a
you think
personal
about joke stealing?
standpoint, joke stealing is alive and real people. People really do steal jokes. Sometimes it's unintentional joke stealing, and sometimes very intentional joke stealing. I mean, some people don't always steal jokes forever. You know what I'm saying? Some people might don't understand the formula of being a true comic, and they feel like, hey, this guy said it, that shit was funny. I'm gonna go say it, because a lot of you
My
really
way.
think about it. As I don't know about you, Ben, but me growing up, like the funny shit I used to hear on Comic View, I couldn't wait to go back to school and say that shit and get the same laugh them folks got. So they might have the same
Everybody
feeling,
had
like
cake
yo,
on, huh?
yeah.
But see, but the only thing about that though, I think that works if you're not a comedian.
Big facts.
Like
big
you can
facts.
go back and recite fucking Jay-Z song all day in the barbershop, at your house, at a party, at a wedding.
It's called karaoke.
But if your ass around this bitch performing,
Can't drop that one.
Oh
you
my
performing
God,
for-
you
for
dropping the
royalties?
album, talking some
they
blueprint.
ain't gonna want to hear it.
Oh, yeah,
Because
we
see,
gonna get you.
like to me, it's a different when you talking about similar subject matter. Because we're only
True.
in one world.
Facts.
health department joke, hookup joke, current news jokes. It just all boiled down to your perspective. But that word for word shit,
That
that
shit
joke
different.
still
Verbatim.
is treason.
Bro,
Because
big
and
treason.
I'm gonna tell you why it's treason. Because K1 boom, he started talking about a joke about Auburn, right? And it may be one of them
War
jokes
Eagles.
that start off, look at that, them cat nerves. All right, his joke may start off where it took him, let's just say 7 open mics or 7 shows to perfect it.
Facts.
And your weak ass stood there and watched it and took that whole somewhere else. Man, somebody beat you off the stage about that shit, man.
I swear to God.
Because jokes sometimes, like me knowing how to write jokes, I can think of something right now and do it tonight and still be like, damn, that shit was good. But for me, I'm like, I just got to build on it. But some people take show after show after show, get booed, get bombed, or get straight faced, and boom, they finally got it. Then your weak ass done sat down. They just took it as a finished product.
Facts.
Yeah, supposed to hurt you about that.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That
your
shit hurt.
That's your intellectual
That shit
property.
hurt. I've been there before.
It's
So
your intellectual
I have
property.
seen it. I had to watch it being performed. I'm like, what?
And
Do
then,
y'all know what material this is?
and then
Everybody don't care.
some
Man,
people,
bro,
some people
bold
look at it like
face.
this too.
Don't
like,
even care.
Like me personally, I don't believe in open mics. I don't. I believe in self-correction because if I record myself and go back and watch it, nigga, you know if that shit was fun or not. You know what's fucking entertaining, and you know what you need to do to correct it.
That's true.
But here's the thing, though. You got, like, for me, I don't like to do open mic because you really can't entertain other comedians. Because it's rare. Like me, I can watch my be like, nah, that shit funny as fuck, bro. That shit a good joke. But some people be watching and be like, I
I need that joke.
I can do that whole bed and Sean.
Big facts.
And
I'm
that
out
whole
here.
back. And then they may twist it a little bit, like, no, man, I've been doing that.
No, yeah.
But a lot of times, because you got some what I call quick hitters, and they'll still quick. See, like me, I like stories. I may tell a story, a nigga that may last 20 minutes and have punches all the way through. A lot of people ain't gonna steal that.
No, they ain't gonna steal no story. They ain't gonna steal no true story. Don't put it like that.
But them quick hitters, man. them
I got a
open
quick
mic will
hitter.
tear your
I
ass
promise
up.
you. I got a
Yeah,
quick
yeah,
hitter.
yeah.
I am not. I don't pull it out like that. I put it out on big shows. Now I don't disagree on open mics because me personally, I feel like if you're a comic and you trying to be better, if you don't have crowd control skills, if you don't know how to read a crowd before you perform, come to an open mic so you can do it. Now, if your open mic is filled with just comics, go to another open mic.
But
There is
see,
an open mic,
but-
like my
but-
open mic don't have full comics.
All right,
Like,
now watch this. Now watch this, Sean. In all truthfulness,
Talk to
if
me.
you got an open mic, right? Not just you person, but the person got an open mic, and it's 50 people there. How many of them you think comes? Truthfully.
30.
Goddamn,
Truthfully.
my question.
True.
True.
No. You said
30
not my
yeah,
comedy.
that's what I'm saying. 30
So I'm gonna be
comics.
honest
Listen at your shit. 27 of them like
because it's so
they
crazy.
looking at them joke like piece of meat.
If you get there, like they've been places like okay, let's say Uptown Atlanta, right? They have an open mic. You might get 20 comics to sign up, but you don't have about 40, 50 people out there eating because they already built the name. Like if start on with host an open mic in their main room, they gonna pack out the main room, of course, but it's gonna be about 15 to 20 comics trying to get on that list because that show going to consist of going to need them 15 to 20 comics. If not, you're going to see 15 minutes of bombing, 20 minutes of bombing, 10 minutes of bombing. And then seeing somebody working out 5 to 7 minutes, it might get 8 or 9 minutes because they ripping.
Yeah, you have a few of 'em, but most professionals ain't gonna really do open mic.
No, I
Unless
tell
they
people.
showing out and they just like
Or they just working out a fresh new
That's
joke
right.
and they think you're on the road. Like you will see Dave Chappelle, you will see Mike Epps, you will see Kevin Hart do a pop up at a open mic just to work out
The
some
workout
jokes.
room, yeah.
Right,
But
because
see,
that's why I
but-
call them workout rooms.
but I
I want
don't-
you to come work out.
But I don't think like now this is just my opinion. I don't think they really be coming to work out. I think it'd be to stay relevant around younger comics and shit showing your face.
That might be
All
too.
that going
I mean, yeah, I'm about to say all that got to
really-
come hand in hand.
Cause see, cause think about Jay-Z, right? You think that they got to do an open mic to try the song? Cause once you got the formula, you pretty much got it. It's just like I heard mixed reviews about Cat Williams' new special.
I seen it. I
And,
liked it.
Like I didn't see it, But I like me. I watch Comedy Hype. Shout out to Comedy Hype
Now,
too.
come high real.
And I was watching them, and they was saying that some people like, oh man, it's corny and all that shit. But to me, I'm like, well, shit. I mean, the man dropped 10, 11 specials, man.
Exactly.
I mean, he's not gonna be Pimp Chronicles 10 years
Every
later.
time.
That's what they basing it out for.
You
Pimp
can't-
Chronicles.
you got to base each comedy special
What
as
What it is.
It is.
In that time frame. Don't put this special in 2006 and that shit ain't
Yeah,
right.
don't
Because he
go
ain't
there.
talking about shit in 2006. He's talking about the shit that's going on now. He talking about the current events that make you cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
he
tell
was
the
like-
same joke that you
Like people trying to quit the shit on Cat Williams, but it's the same people who shitted on Dave Chappelle. Then turn around and praise Dave Chappelle. I hate when people like, man, yeah, Dave Chappelle my favorite comedian. All right, give me 2 Dave Chappelle jokes.
Well, I
They
mean,
ain't
but
gonna do
I mean,
that.
Have you
but-
seen Dave Chappelle special? No,
I mean,
I don't
but-
watch that
but-
shit.
but you
That
gotta
shit ain't
think
funny
about it.
for real.
But
So how you a
Paul-
Dave Chappelle fan?
Well, I mean, popularity has always driven that.
That was
You know
exactly
I'm saying?
what it is.
Popularity is what make most motherfuckers cling on to you like followers. It ain't because they seen you; they just know
Sports,
everybody
music,
following
comedy.
you. Yeah, winning
True.
cures all. If you right now was like, man, there was a nigga named Sean. I mean, it was 17,000 people. You gonna have 100,000 people follow you.
You winning,
just
you got
because,
fans.
yeah.
You seen that with Ja Morant in the NBA.
I ain't gonna lie, no cap. I became a Ja Morant fan last year. When I saw him take off and he said, "No, I ain't gonna be in the dunk contest because they ain't worth it. They gotta lift the goal up." I ain't believing until I'm like,
They
wow,
did, they
this
put like
guy
that.
He's
is
true.
really ain't bullshitting with y'all.
Base.
He would dunk on Brown in his prime. I'm telling you.
I don't know about that.
Man,
Now, I ain't a super Bron fan, but LeBron Helicopter James in his time.
He ain't getting up too many
I
yams.
ain't gonna lie.
Ja
Who you
Morant.
seen do it? Who you seen do it?
I ain't gonna lie.
Name one.
Nobody. LeBron at the Heat was pure form. I can't lie to you. LeBron at the Heat was a different LeBron. Like that.
That was helicopter.
Yeah.
Man, my God. I don't see
Yeah.
how they didn't get 4 rings.
No, that dude was running down the court, running about a 3.8, wide over,
Like, you hear the
280 pounds. Oh, boy.
He'll take off. This is all you see just right here.
Like you hit a propeller.
I'm trying to rip up all in the top of his forehead. No, you wasn't dunking.
And looking at you, and while he coming down, like, yeah, I did it.
And he's saying, ain't shit you can do.
Ain't no
Let
doubt.
me dunk this hole, I'm going to dunk on you.
I'm
However
grab
you
it
want
with me. I
I'm
seen
break your
players
hand.
grab
Yeah.
him. He's still airborne
Oh, I'm
like
gonna
that.
break your hand in the rim, bro. That
Strong
wasn't gonna
dude. Strong dude, man. You got to have somebody equivalent as strong to sit there and chant that he going to be like,
Yeah,
it's
to
strong.
know to get the hell out of
It's
here.
strong.
Yeah, the one that's equivalent know not to jump.
Yeah. Yeah, just fire it. Or get the fuck out the way.
They ain't trying to be
Hey,
hurt. They trying to play the
I
next
call
game.
timeout. Coach, take me out. His guy is bullshit. He flying in there and shit.
No doubt. Once he up, man. Once he up, he stuck.
Man, untie his shoes like J.R. Smith used to do.
Yeah. All right. So, Mr. Sean, we're going to wrap this thing up, man. But before you go, though, what you got coming up next, man?
Okay.
And speak on that room you talking about.
Yeah, that's what I got
Don't
next.
leave that.
Bronx Gap Brewery out there in Hoover, Alabama, by the MetLife Stadium. Every other Tuesday we have
MetLife
open.
Stadium.
Yeah, out there in ain't it called a MetLife?
Hoover Met.
Hoover Met. Yeah,
Yeah,
by
MetLife Stadium. That's a pro stadium, man.
I didn't say, boy.
Hey,
Nah, I can't
nigga,
think of where it is,
nigga, I
but
ain't
yeah,
play
that's
baseball.
That's a pro
I just know where it
That's
is.
in New York, ain't
Whatever.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
pro
I know
stadium.
MetLife
Uh,
headquarters in New York.
but yeah, we had
Hoover Met.
the Hoover Met Stadium right next to the new brewery out there, Bronx Grab. We do the every bi-weekly comedy show. The next one coming out is going to be June the 7th. Come check us
June
out.
7th? What day that's on?
That's on a Tuesday. Always going to be on a Tuesday, meaning that we do our open mic kind of different, though. So me, shout out to my co-host, Natalia Horn. We do our
Natalia Cole?
yeah, that's
Oh,
my dog there.
Hey, Natalia.
My dog
Nah, I
Nat.
don't know who that is. I
You
don't know who
you
that
gonna know who
is,
she
man.
is
I'm
real
just
soon.
fucking-
You gonna know who she is. But she came with a great formula. Well, so we gonna have a closer, but all the comics who perform,
Be open mic.
right? But it's also a competition. We got secret judges where you can win money that I guarantee the money will be over $30. So then there's a tip jar, so it can be accumulated from 30 to whenever. I had a
Whatever.
comment
Cash prizes
for the funniest comment. Get
Okay.
cash prize and the headline already getting their money, so that's a whole different check. So you ain't got to worry about the headline of winning because the headline's name in your Now in your money.
Yeah.
So I like that to do for like up and coming comics, you know, who trying to out here grind and always in gas is so high you can get some
Put
gas
some
money to
on.
get back and
Yeah.
you can get you something to eat.
That's right.
So if you're a garbage, you might have to
little
walk.
short
Facts.
ride.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie now. You know, I seen a comic on our first show. Guy tipped him $100. He didn't even win.
Something
Didn't
better
even
than
win.
Yeah, you tipped him $100.
You tipped
might have
a whole
been-
hundo.
You might have been interested in something
that.
else.
He seen him working though. You know,
Hey,
he felt it
he
work.
went straight to
Yeah.
him. Hey man,
He
you
felt
funny.
it work.
Boom, boom, boom. Here's the money. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I remember that feeling. I had that same feeling uptown.
Yeah.
Telling jokes. Mike went out. Lady got up. Said, "Boy, you funny." Said, "Well, I'm still telling jokes. Gave me $100 bill."
There's people out there who respect work, man. You know.
Boy, that right there had me up on the whole 4.5 hour drive. I buck 3 o'clock in the morning. Like shit, the lady gave me $100. I love it.
There's always gonna be something to keep you motivated.
Folks are blessed out there, man. Used to be like that selling CDs back in the day, man. Outside concert stuff, folks are.
Yeah, they'll
I
fuck
see
with
you out
you.
here.
You
Man. I
hustle.
see you out here all the time. You know, they'll throw you a little something extra on top of that little $5,
see.
$10, whatever that disc cost,
Yeah.
that merch cost. You know, and that's just the grind, like you said, man. Work, find work. You know,
Big facts. My next show, my next big show, one of my biggest shows in my career, I'm gonna be at Chocolate Sundays in California.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. I've been
Cali.
seeing that.
Yeah.
What
I think it's in Hollywood, if I'm not
It's in LA?
mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, in LA.
Yeah, the club is
Chocolate
it's a
Factory.
Laugh
Laugh
Factory.
Factory. Yeah, Laugh Factory.
That's what
Yeah.
time it is, man.
Man, that's right there. Like this is my first time announcing it publicly because I've been keeping this a secret, and I feel like this is a perfect time to announce that. But yeah, man,
Shit,
that's huge.
Well, before we go, I'm gonna tell you this, Sean. I'm gonna tell you this straight up.
Nigga, weed.
I don't give a fuck what you got going on, bro. If you feel good about it and you want to talk about it, do that shit.
Real
The
shit.
only people gonna object to what you saying is people who ain't doing shit or doing lesser than you. If a nigga
Sir.
grinding too, he gonna be like, bro, how you get in contact with him? Well, man, that's what's up. Can I ride with you? Can I help you?
You gonna feel
He
that?
gon' yeah.
Facts.
So a lot of time, man, we hold shit back like we trying to keep it a secret, but for real, what you put in the universe is how you get your shit back.
Facts.
So holding it back, and I understand why, because I'm a victim of that too. I used to sit back and I ain't gonna say shit, and then you look up, shit don't even happen.
Man.
But sometimes if I announce it and motherfuckers give you certain looks and all that, that's a blessing. You had
Big
you had
facts.
an opportunity to cut the grass and see some heads pop out.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Cut them
Like,
whole too.
it's just crazy that you say how people like, man, let me ride with you, let me do this, that. Like, you gotta be mindful of them type of people too, cause there's people with genuine intent to be that type of person. Then there's other people who have a personal intent. Well, I just need to get here so I can wiggle my way and get you out the way. And I'm a person big on energy and vibes. So that
Alright.
if I feel like if I feel that type of vibe, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like, yo, this how I did it, but I can't take you there. I can show you how I got there, but I don't want to take you there because I'm not compatible with you like
That's
that.
right. Appreciate them bad vibes, cause that will
Right.
let you know who you're dealing with.
Man, get you
Big
right.
facts.
Get up out of there. Get out of my way, get out of my path, man.
Hey,
I'm
man.
moving forward.
A lot of time I tell people all the time, you ain't always gotta address it, bruh. Leave that
Yeah.
shit alone. Because
Just
sometimes
recognize it.
facts. I don't know what movie it was, but dude said, man, how much it cost you to get rid of that dude? That dude owes you $50. Now he don't call you a nine, so it costs you $50 to get rid of that man. Imagine if you got that $50 back and you became a millionaire. You know how much would it cost you to get rid of him now?
Yeah, 'cause
So
you
now I
would've
don't
done it.
address it. Right.
Man,
I'd be like,
how
you
much
know
it would
what?
cause you to keep them around?
Man, what? Man, I'd be like, all right, cool. If I don't address it, just know that, hey, I just ain't had no energy for it. I ain't got no bad blood towards it. I just don't. Why would I address it for? Ain't nothing to address.
Well, hey,
Let's
keep
keep
it
it
moving.
positive, keep it moving. Let's get this bad.
Well, some people in your life for reasons and seasons, and you,
Facts.
unfortunately, we never know the seasons, but you got to be able to close that chapter when it's time.
Big
That's what a lot
facts.
of people don't do.
Big facts.
That's right, man. Laughing is healthy, man.
Big facts. Without
That's
laughing,
like
bro,
combos,
man, these folks gonna be out here shooting up people for real,
Man,
bro. Like, man,
That's
you,
all the
you,
combos.
you think it's Call of Duty right now, man.
That's right.
Please stop running on stage fighting comics too, man. I can't fight. You hit me, I'm soon to shit out your ass. I'm telling you now.
man.
I'ma sue your ass.
You go right ahead and sue. I ain't waiting on no police. You
But
go
when the
ahead,
camera's off, oh, please believe.
Nah, them
We're
all
going
be
to follow you
on.
to the house.
I'm
Yeah,
like
right.
this, like your mom used to say, well, you show out at, that's where you get it at.
I ain't gonna
Like
fuck
that.
on my bad.
Because, see, to me, you know, I hear Sam say this all the time. Sometimes God allow you that little window to do what you need to do. But like if somebody slapped you now, foul. If you fought right then, people who saw it on tape be like, well, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I would have got my lick back. But if you wait, like if Chris Rock came and caught him at a McDonald's drive-thru and slapped him, he'll be the worst
Had
motherfucker
too
out
much
here.
time to think.
Yeah,
Chris
they
should have
like-
forgave him,
Yeah,
Chris.
Rock let it go.
He should come drop the people's elbow on his ass.
But
But right then, that
give
shit
him
justified.
everything what he asked for with that slap.
I ain't gonna lie. Speaking of that slap, bro, what you would have did? He would have slapped you like that.
Well, first off, all right, let's just say if I was 57, I would have probably took a second like, this just slapped me. But when I really figured that out, it would have been another brother hosted, melanated brother, sister hosted that whole to 2,400. Because I would have cut up so bad because of the disrespect that you chose to put your hand in my face and walk off. I would have charged you from the back, we would have rolled off that hole. Then I would throw legs. You know how they pick you up, I'd still been kicking. And when they was walking out the door, I still would have been like, bitch, when I see you,
came underneath.
it would have been on.
Like how the baby
You
be in
know,
your
I'm
arm.
telling you,
I
I'd
ain't
still
gonna
been
lie.
kicking this shit. I'd been
Funny
mad.
as hell.
I'd have been cussing. And while I was walking out the door, you'd have heard, fuck nigga, still on. I would have had to because I would have felt so disrespected because people got to realize they ain't just met each other last week.
Nah, these.
So for you to do that, you felt like
Exactly.
he was that type person.
Speaking of field, what kind of energy you got to be getting off for another grown man just to feel like he can just walk up and slap your
Bitch
ass?
ass
anyway?
nigga vibes. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
But
You gotta be some
What
bitch
type
ass
of
nigga
vibe? What
vibes.
kind of energy?
He got
like,
it. He must have smelled
I'm
the
in
pussy
face
when you
this
walked
nigga,
in.
yo.
But
He
I-
was sitting back. I wish that pussy ass nigga would say so. He gonna say something big.
I think you had weak ass. I think you had two spectrums of the weak ass nigga vibe. One, I think you're a weak ass nigga, and the one who slapped him was a weak ass nigga because you slapped him on account of a woman.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that why-
I
And
ain't
cause
gonna
you
lie.
knew-
I ain't
and
gonna lie.
cause you knew security.
You
over there.
disrespect my
It was
wife
too- it
to
was
an
too-
extent. I'm gonna have to give you these hands, bro.
Well,
like
it-
to an
well-
extent, I'm gonna have to get like. What I mean is like, as a comment, I can get jokes. You feel
Yeah.
me? We can joke all day. If my wife had alopecia, right? God forbid, my wife had alopecia, and somebody say my wife was like G.I. Jane, my reaction. This nigga funny as fuck. God damn, that shit
But he
accurate.
did that.
But see,
You
problem
remember he
was
did
when she
that,
looked
though.
back out like nigga, really nigga,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Bitch, yes.
Yeah.
You
That's why I
might
was
see
just gonna-
yourself.
That's why I was just gonna ask y'all this comment. Was the G.I. Jane joke that just that
shit-
distasteful?
No, that shit was brilliant.
Was it
think-
one of them jokes that you said you would think about before you said it and be like, nah, that ain't I ain't gonna say
I would
that.
have said the same damn joke.
Let it roll.
I would have said the same
But
damn
the thing
joke.
is, I personally believe that they already had some internal beef already.
Yeah.
Cause I don't see him doing that to nobody else. That's just like if I've been knowing K1 since we was 11, and you know K1 don't like to fight. He don't like no smoke. He don't like none of that. And you know this. That's why he did it. Because I don't think he would have done that to nobody else. I think that it was already some internal shit, and I think that they might have had a conversation in their house. And when he seen her, it's like, damn, I gotta hit this shit when I get home. And that could have triggered it. I don't think that was just off a one-time incident. Because if that's the case, there's supposed to be a lot of folks getting shit slapped out of
I
them.
ain't gonna
Corey
lie.
Holcomb don't even supposed to have a face.
Facts.
You know, and I like it. I'm just saying if it's based off
Of
just
that.
words. He don't supposed to have a face. Ooh, a lot of them don't supposed to have a
Slap one
face.
of them niggas.
I ain't gonna lie. If it was
For
me
real.
now, if it was me when I was about 57, man, I'm the old nigga. I'm grab my
You
gun.
laughed and now you looked at her now.
Mhm.
Oh man, I gotta go up here.
You done thought too much.
Yeah,
I
I
like to
gotta
pay
go
my
up and do
guns.
something
Right.
business now, 'cause
No
shit,
cap.
You got the,
Yeah.
you know.
If you thought it was messed up, you getting straight up like, hold up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He got up
if
like
you
he
thought
wanted
it
to
was
get
messed
up, though.
up, yeah.
Yeah.
He got up like he really want to get up. He got, oh, this shit again.
yeah.
Let me at least unbutton this shit.
But see, I feel for Chris Rock, and I'm gonna tell you why. Not because I think he did the right thing by not getting him back. Fuck all that. Whoever want to feel that way, that's fine. I don't. But I feel this way though. He probably felt like melanated folks respect the Oscars so much, he probably didn't think he was gonna do that. He probably thought he was gonna walk up and, man, you better go on, man. When I see you, because they still actors.
Yeah.
He never in 1,000 years thought that man was gonna foul blind.
with that
I
movie.
ain't gonna lie. Any
with
man
that movie
slap me the
clip,
way
But
he
it
slapped
could-
him,
but it could
I
be
gotta
good.
shank you, bro. You slapped me like a whole 10-year-old child, bro. That man, oh nah, bro. You ain't
walked
finna
up to
slap
him
me
with his
like
hand
that.
right here.
You ain't finna slap me. Like Chris Rock supposed to have that little, like I wanna be like one of them old heads that be at Crystals in the morning. That they got that little baby 32 by this that big in their pocket. I'm
It was
riding that
it
bitch
was a
back
mama
up.
slap, most definitely. It was a mama slap.
But see, then I think
was a mama slap.
what amazes me too is this right here, is that with a situation like the Chris Rock and Will Smith thing, it's almost like with Will Smith doing that, it's almost like, bro, you really had to feel somewhere about Chris Rock already. I just don't see somebody.
Light skinned
just-
niggas look bad for
I
real.
don't see it. I'm telling you, and then you gotta think about how many movies they played in and shit, all on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You gotta think that was 30 years ago.
They did say something like a couple years ago when he said, why Jay trying to boycott the Oscar? Bitch, you weren't even invited anyway. That shit was funny, but
was
also
it-
truth.
He wasn't lying.
Cause she wasn't like,
was
Jada,
about
what
it,
was you
right.
doing later? We ain't ever since Set It Off, we really didn't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Well, in the Matrix, we ain't gonna lie, she did her thing. Was she in the Matrix? I think she was in the Matrix.
I don't know.
At the end of the day, hey, ain't nobody ragging Chappelle, and they stonk that
Cap,
boy. They stonk
but he
that
getting
joint
heat
flat.
right now.
Yeah.
He
They
getting
stonk
heat
that boy
right
like dragon
now.
juice in the hood enough.
Man, first of all, I see
Who get
niggas.
heat? Dave Chappelle or the dude they whoop?
Both.
They whoop.
Because Dave Chappelle
Well,
on some other shit though. He on some other
you
shit.
got
though.
millions of opinions out here with social media, so you expect somebody not to like it, but
Yeah.
he ain't getting that overwhelming. Dave, you shouldn't have done it, Dave. All that stuff. There.
Because it was
I'm
in
pretty
the
sure
moment.
you get
Facts.
some
It
tweets
was
and
in the
different
moment.
stuff now. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get that.
It was in the moment, but
Yeah.
people also got to consider this too. It ain't a Caucasian man, an Asian man,
Kill
a
it.
melanated man, whatever man that wouldn't agree if Chris Rock would have shot the shit out of him on that stage or stabbed him
I ain't gonna lie
behind
to
the
you.
slap.
I
I ain't
been
saying
like,
I'm not saying he should have, but
damn,
the average person
I
you
wouldn't
know
have did
that.
that.
You know what they would
ain't taking
have
no free
said.
lick.
You know what they would have said. He shouldn't have put his hands on that motherfucker.
That's
man.
all.
Big
They,
fat on
that's all
that.
they can say.
In the moment now. Now
All
he
they
can't.
can
He
say.
couldn't find him at the party and shoot him. But if he would have done something right in that moment, you have a
kept
right
going.
to defend yourself. Kick a dog. Watch they bite you.
That's all they can say, bro.
That's all they could have said. So all the people that was like, Will Smith, he defended his wife, her honor, man, fuck her. She came out and said he wasn't doing that. So now you feel stupid, but you could have been hurt. There's not a
I would have
hood
divorced her.
in the world that accepts slaps free-handed without either getting shot, whooped, stabbed, mauled, jumped.
Yeah.
Man, that's
Church
about.
chicken
I ain't
on
gonna-
Sunday.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
man,
You know
people
what I'm
get
saying?
killed by
I
shit
take a
like that,
free
man.
slap if that means I can walk out that bitch alive. Like it gotta be some very, very dangerous situation. Like I gotta
don't
have
nobody
my
wanna
daughter
die.
with me, and three
don't
of them
nobody
niggas gotta be
wanna die,
strapped.
No, don't nobody want to die.
Like, bro, like
Life
we
or
got
death,
it.
we judge
got
that
it.
on
yeah,
different
I mean,
pretenses.
We got it,
But
but
that way-
but
but in they
lunch
case-
money? Nah, bro.
they
You
case,
finna bump
put
for
it
this.
like- put it like-
GP on GP.
Oh.
Now watch this. Now watch this. Let's flip it. Take the Oscars out. Will Smith, Chris Rock, they at a restaurant in Hollywood. Chris Rock with his brother now cracking the same jokes. You think he would have slapped him?
Not with Tony Rock around.
He wouldn't have done it because the place wasn't as
Yeah.
safe.
They
You
all
know
would've
the
laughed. They
Oscars
all
wasn't
would've been
gonna allow
laughing.
that.
Because it's
Yeah.
not Chris
Now,
Rock
another
gonna be the
award show,
problem.
He might have got that ass.
It wasn't, Chris Rock is not the problem. Like just proving them Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is not the problem. It's his entourage gonna be the issue. Like I seen niggas get. I'm from the west side of Montgomery, bro. I went to every west side school in Montgomery. I graduated from Carver. So I seen niggas getting their ass beat the fuck up before. Sent to the hospital. Never in my life I seen a nigga arm get dismantled while they conscious,
Yeah.
while they awake. Oh my
That
god.
boy turned it
A
was-
whole
It look
chicken
like, It look
wing?
like they swapped them all on
Bruh,
different arms.
I
like,
swear,
them
I
all
swear,
swap out.
his
Potato
arm
head.
looked like one of them kids who just walked the hallway through on Fifth Pier just to say what's up to you. They don't want shit. What's up, y'all in the hallway? And walk off.
No doubt.
Man, I said, yeah, it's over for that nigga. That man fucked up his livelihood.
Well, I mean,
You
he
get your shit bent up at a
he
show.
He won't go to another show. Let alone run up on
Bruh,
another stage.
bruh.
He needed that, but honestly, I think that's just like with violence. The only thing beget violence is violence.
Hey,
Now a
gotta
lot
be
of
bigger
people
violence.
say love. Now love is when K1 talking shit. I'm like, bro, just what's wrong, bro?
Yeah.
And we still
And
talking.
he want to listen.
And he want to listen. But if K1 coming that whole busting, the only thing stopping him from busting or could think about his busting is back in his direction.
Big bussin'.
Busting
Gotcha.
and busting leads to both of us might lead her, but guess what?
Like
You
the
done quit
school
busting.
shooting.
Nah.
Them shooters come out dead all the time.
Nah,
Don't
nah,
care a lot of it.
nah. Know what it is? Be honest
They
with you.
gotta
these
bring him
school
out
shootings,
cold.
Yeah.
They gotta start taking these fucking situations more serious in the beginning. Like, I'm only 30, been in his 40s.
42. What
42. We know you up to age, okay? But we all
I'm in them power.
but we all can say and the point in our life when we growing up, they would say, well, bullying is building character. Well, there's when you building character and when you trying to just tear somebody else down. When you got somebody like just literally just terrorizing a kid, they gotta really step up. Like, I know they find a way to get this person out of here. Not only take him out, let's get him counseling, because we gotta figure out why a fucking 12-year-old, 13-year-old plus going through so much trauma. Like, niggas go through shit. We all been poor before. We all had to wear somebody else's clothes before.
Mm-hmm.
But never once we say, you know what? Because y'all keep making fun of me because I'm poor and I'm broke and I ain't got shit. I'm finna go kill an elementary school.
But see,
man?
but let me
Not the high school.
But let me say this though, because I know you mentioned the word bullying. Now, bullying for me is probably a different definition to what they define it as today. Like, it was not one motherfucker I didn't know that had crooked teeth, big lips, big head, nappy head,
Facts.
folk
Fat,
count,
skinny,
fat,
short.
skinny,
Shoes were leaning and we in your size.
Scats on, folk, like, cause you gotta remember, the children ain't had nothing to do with it. Their mama stayed
Facts.
in an area and you stayed in another area.
Stank.
Like, so when you say be a character, now it seemed bad they getting cracked on, but let's flip it. Would you want your child to grow up in tulips and roses and shit till they turn 20, then they hear a cuss word the first time when they 20?
No.
And somebody like, God, that old big lip ass nigga at 20. That's who gonna kill your ass.
Fact, 'cause they don't know how to take society.
That's not
They
that.
better
They don't know how to take negativity. Them folks, that's why a lot of these people start shooting because they parents
Man,
just been rubbing that back. Nah, baby, these
been
folks
calling,
wrong.
man.
See, as a child, my mama never believed shit the teacher, never believed shit I said against the teacher.
Yeah.
Teacher called home and said, hey, Sean was doing this. I can believe that shit. She
nigga
whooped my
did.
ass. I said, Mama, I ain't did that shit. You goddamn lie.
You
All you
ain't
do
winning.
is talk all damn time.
But
You
see,
ain't winning.
Cause I believe shit like that is necessary. Now, of course, nobody don't want to go through it when they going through it.
Right,
But
right.
at the same time, I'm kind of on the side with be a character. Now, I do understand how a person can say, "Hey, man, you bullying them," but I think they overuse that word, man.
Facts.
because
It's oversaturated.
children are going to be children. Now, if you run around here, nigga around here beating with a bat every day, that's
Different.
But
You
two
kill
children
that
cracking.
nigga.
That's fucked up on the first day.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fucked up. But
facts.
see, but when you think about children cracking, I remember starting the shit, and it just wasn't your motherfucking day. But the adult who see it is like, you did that bullying him. No, he
No,
didn't.
he
I
ain't.
said
He
my
just lost-
joke, and I won that one time, and I ain't had nothing else for him.
No lie.
And they got in my ass.
No lie, I teach my daughter that to this day.
Yeah,
she
don't start
she
shit
was
no
joking. Her friend get joking on the bus. One girl said something hurt her feelings. I said, so what you do? I said something even mean about it. I said, this what we not gonna do. I said, in the heat of joking, we would joke all day, but we'll never take this personal.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, you might not have the best jokes today. You look at them, you laugh, you say, you got me today, you throw your hands up. They might stop shooting, but they might not. But it's not
When
personal.
you give up, they ain't stop.
Like, you may go to
They
a
ain't
person.
giving up.
You may go to a personal
Facts.
joke. They may go to a slap.
Facts. I said,
Yeah.
man, because I've been in a situation when I was in elementary school, and this boy mama was in the hospital. And he wouldn't do mama jokes. He told my mama, I told her, bro, your mama in the hospital, bro, chill out. Now, after his next joke, it was my mama joke, I did not let up. Oh, my God. I did not let up. Should I say I know he wanted to fight my ass. He got up, he pushed me. I said, oh, your mama is sick right now. Too much dick in her stomach. Teacher had to grab me. Come on, got to class. I got 3 days. The best 3 days I had, 'cause I had to reflect on what I said to that person. Because that, not only was that person was hurt, but he didn't know how to deal with his hurt. So as I look back at it, he really was just trying to interact and try to be in the in crowd because they would take my ass out.
But
He
see,
trying not to think about
Right.
what
He was just trying to join everybody else and
But
got
see,
hit.
But the thing is though, and I used to always hear this: you big enough to throw a lick.
You gotta be able to
a
take
lick.
it. You
So
right.
now one thing I remember, even in high school, because we used to crack with people who we cracked with. And I remember one time, you know, everybody cracking. And a dude said something about this one dude. That boy straight up said, "I ain't with that cracking shit."
Oh yeah, I remember
Off
them
the
two
top,
conversations.
and when he said it, I ain't gonna even much lie. It
I
was
don't want
like
to say nothing back.
I respected it.
Say
I
less,
couldn't
bro.
even
I got
argue
you.
with him because it's like if he wasn't never cracking all that, that
Don't
was a
start.
fight, and you knew it. But the people who crack,
You knew.
I mean, that's what it was. I just hate to see that they getting cracked on so bad that the other person gets suspended instead of them saying, "I started this shit. I'm just 0-1 today. We lost the game 35-10. It wasn't close."
Hey, listen.
It
They don't want to
happens.
hear that. They don't want to hear that. Hey, I don't know, cause I was in school. If you can really joke and really crack, bro, you had a teacher like that. The teacher said, "All right, now y'all chill now. You know you ain't gonna win." But the teacher gonna identify, hey, bro, you ain't gonna win this battle, bro. Hey, respect and let's keep it moving. But nah, the kids these days, they ain't hearing that. You tell a man, bro, going on your not need that. Oh yeah, they got a baby AR in the trunk right now. They ready for it.
I mean, but you know,
They finna gonna spin the block on your ass.
cracking hurt the worst when it's true.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? That's when cracking really hurt. Because, see, most of the time, good people who can crack, they never go personal. You know what I'm saying? Like me,
True.
even on stage, if you say you go to heckling, I'm still going to say a joke that we can all laugh at.
Big
'Cause once
facts.
you go personal,
You
that's
can't
when...
you can't retract that.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
bro. This just
yeah.
got real.
Now these motherfuckers mad. I don't give a fuck if you ripping that hole.
Oh no, they want to see you for real now.
Like, boy, when you get in the hole, I ain't never
meet
had
and
that
greet his
happen.
own nigga.
But
On
that
meet and greet, I swear to God. Hey, I hate to change it. I know we finna leave real quick, but I was just thinking about this the other day. How y'all realize that we had the big war on drugs,
Yeah.
but nobody never say how we still getting these drugs still in the same spot in the community.
Well, no, and the people
How
do.
you crazy? How this shit still getting flown in?
But people do say
Brought in
it,
nothing.
but how do you actually prosecute the motherfuckers who doing it when the government protects them? Because have you ever heard of Oliver North?
No, I seen Snowfall.
Okay,
though.
well, Oliver North, see, that's what I'm saying. So I remember looking at this shit real time. This motherfucker had a whole jet full of dope. Nobody do shit. You
Right.
got documentaries showing
They
that,
was a heavily Caucasian.
bro. Yes, he's a Caucasoid.
Knew it.
But what I'm saying is, you had a lot of black people involved in it
I
too.
know.
But what I'm saying is that they got documents where the CIA, all these
Mhm.
folks involved. But how do you prosecute?
You don't, because you can end
It's
up
sad,
prosecuting
but-
the government.
But the thing is,
They playing both sides, bro.
with law, I feel like
Yeah,
this.
I believe
If
that.
law, you don't need no more laws. If you enforce that bitch foul,
You don't need nothing.
you'll break up a lot of shit. Like if Oliver North would have had to do them 25 years, if all them folks
Still
involved,
alive?
yeah, I know he was an analyst on CNN.
Oh, I about to say, I remember the one dude, a pilot, used to fly for Escobar, right? But they did a movie about him. He got fucked up and got caught up with the CIA. And the CIA say, hey, you know what? We're going to keep you free, but you're going to be a spy for Escobar. He was like, man, Escobar don't play that shit. So one day he
Don't
set up a
talk about
camera.
y'all.
Soon they got all the dope they in the plane. He was pointing at Escobar. He just hit a button and he took a picture. When he took a picture, not knowing he was in the picture, he told the CIA, "Hey, listen here. Whatever you do, you just don't put my picture. They put my face in the picture. I bullshit you now. They up the whole picture on his ass.
But watch this though.
They,
Yeah,
Escobar
fuck
killed his
that.
ass in witness protection.
Well, I'm gonna say,
How?
but I'm gonna say this too though before we go, cause I ain't gonna lie, I do gotta go to sleep. I'm gonna say this right here too. You can't run with the devil, then tell on him.
Big fact.
You gotta remember, cause it's almost like shit. You a crook too.
I
If
would
you
just, take
like,
that charge.
even with politicians all over the nation, you can't decide. Especially, and I'm speaking to my melanated folks now. You can't be a motherfucker who trying to be righteous and you've been stealing in the 70s and 80s, and then now you want to teach Sunday school and be telling everybody what the fuck they doing wrong.
Or be a pastor.
Cause somebody still got their paperwork on you. They're like, hey, like if all of us sold dope in this room, K1, Sam, yourself, and myself. I'm talking, we boom and we'll kill folks.
If.
We done all this bullshit,
Oh,
right?
they out there.
Then I decided to get saved and start preaching and holler. I want to tell the story, but y'all like, hey man, you know we still motherfucking sell
Exactly.
dope.
We still hustling.
You know what
Sam.
I'm saying? So,
Sit your ass down
so,
for the kill.
so Sam may be like, you know what, man, we like the nigga, but go on lock him up, bro. We don't want to kill him because we've been running for real, but go on give him about 10 years thing because we done asked him 10 times to chill out. Now he got a speech tomorrow in front of such and such talking about we gonna
free.
send him to prison. We gonna kill his
That was
credibility.
exactly what they did Escobar, man. They had to kill him. They're like, man, bro, you can't be running for politician. We out here running hella keys through this old, bro. You tripping, bro.
That what show you money. It's all about money because in them other countries, you know, from the stuff we done seen on TV and stuff, you know, they show that the money running in them other countries because them cats don't be into no type politics. They just got a whole lot of money and they just break out running for something.
Bruh,
and win some of
and
that
win.
shit.
Bruh,
A lot of time. That would keep everything.
It's the same thing here. It's
I
just
promise you,
disguised
if you got
with
some money
all
here,
other
bruh,
shit.
in the right courtroom, you got some money, man. Bro, I'm telling you, man, that any charge would be
Yeah,
dismissed.
Trump won, didn't he?
Man, let me tell you something, man. There's
Man,
rapists out here on house arrest. On house arrest. Killed 3 people on house arrest.
But see,
How?
That's why I said we don't need no more laws. If you enforce them old foul, you'll break up a lot of bullshit.
Force the foul one.
If they enforce the laws fair just on drugs, it won't be white people, bro. You really think about it, bro. Because who we getting the drugs from? Black people weren't just like, weed was the only thing we were fucking with because it was already here. It was already being grown. Now, everything from them poppy seeds and stuff, bro, you know damn well poppy seeds ain't grown in the U.S., bro. Jamaica, that shit ain't from here, bro. Niggas ain't getting on planes.
Barber
We was
Shop
here
Stories
already.
Like one said, across the speed come cocaine. But I never seen a black man fly the plane.
Broham.
That's true.
Those is, so hey,
This is episode
Yeah,
95. We
yeah,
throwing
man.
it back like it's new.
That's
stay
right.
alive.
That's
Hey,
right.
Laughing and healthy, man.
That's right. 95 still alive, man. We finna get on up out of here.
Yes,
It's
sir,
been great
Ski.
talking to brother Sean Jackson, comedian Sean Jackson. Shout out to K1 on the ones and twos, which is the laptop and the camera. And I ain't talking about the DJ, but goddamn, that's still the 1-2. Shout out to Sammy No No.
K1,
Shout
yeah.
out to all the people who stayed tuned in with us. You know, make sure you put it on your platform and just see how other folks like it too. I think
Big
they'll
fact,
like
big
it, you know.
facts.
Right.
And
Genuine
hey,
barbershop conversation.
that's right,
Yeah.
that's right. And make sure you check out Benny Mac 205, and that'll show you all show dates near you, and it also can connect with me on all social media. So with that being said, hey, we'll see y'all for episode 96.
Been fun.
Hey, that's
Yes,
what it
sir,
is.
Ski.
And we are out. We'll see y'all next week.
I hate to have y'all past y'all bedtime like this, man. I
We were
apologize.
rolling, brother. We were rolling.